What is up, guys? Seb Houdini here, and welcome back to the finale of Alan Wake 2. Yes, we are here tonight. We end this incredible tale. This game is not horror, it's not survival horror, it's not fucking detective game, it's something brand new. Something mixed with everything together. Everything that Remedy have learned from Control, from Alan Wake, from Quantum Break, from Max Payne, and from the industry itself. It's really cool. It's something special. Something that's never ever been done before. You've got a mix of Silent Hill 2 in there, and you've got a mix of Resident Evil and Alan Wake and True Detective, and oh, it's beautiful. Twin Peaks eat your heart out. Literally, rip it from your chest and devour it in front of the TV screen. I like it. Mr. Scratch is going down tonight. He's been a formidable enemy for sure. We've got to get Alan out of the dark place. We kind of knew what was going on all along. It was obvious he can't be in two places at once. Or can he, huh? Unless he's writing the story out. We're going to escape. We must go back to his apartment one last time and see where this goes. Let us find out for ourselves. I'm gonna miss the dark place. It's been a warm, horrific embrace. But it's been nice. This is my kind of shit. Dark, gritty, rainy nights in neon cities. That's what I live for. Alright, let's see what we're doing on way here. Let's make sure we're not going in empty-handed. Alright. The drowning, he says, huh? We're good for you, damn it. Okay. Oh, he has the flashbangs. You know what? I never found the flashbangs to be worth a damn. Sorry, but it's true. Alright. Honestly, you don't need that much, because they really do equip you with all the goodies in the world. There she is. That's not scary or nothing. Yeah, it's going to be a good week. We'll probably finish off RoboCop as well. Get ready for the new arrivals. Then we'll have Game Awards coming up real soon. Oh, yes. We've had Thanksgiving weekend and Black Friday and all that and Cyber Monday. Did you guys pick up anything? Let me know. Let me know. You know me, I'm always on the hunt for something. But it's very rarely what people think. Trying to get a jump on little Christmas presents for family and extended family and extended. It's always extended. Nice. Yeah, I think there's like a couple of more little revelations here. I think one of them, I get the vibe that there might have been a bit of an abusive marriage going on here. I'm not too sure. She's haunted by his ghost. But in reality, it's like Mr. Scratch fucking with her. Because he's writing return. Oh, I feel like I'm up in the air. Alright. Gone. Alright. Initiation 9. So initiation.
Nobody lived here anymore.
Is his story. While return is Saga's. 2 books about to meet in the middle. That famous fucking door as well. A link between worlds. Without Zelda being here. It sounds like somebody's home. Hello? It's not Alice. I just want to see Alan take on Mr. Scratch. That's what we've all been waiting for. To take on his evil doppelganger. Oh. The art of Alice Wake. Something's in here. I hear it mumbling and yeah. This must be the end where she left this place. But what happened? Was she captured by Mr. Scratch? We're gonna find out. Haunted by his nightmares. There we go. Standing in the doorway. Mr. Scratch. I've taken my time with this one. I've loved every second of it. Had a couple of little bugs, but I haven't played a single game this year that's not full of bugs, so results may vary. You might not get any bugs. But I sure did.
It won't end.
She's been tormented by this demon.
Like a nightmare I can't wake up from.
Poor thing.
I thought I could contain Ellen in my photos, but I can't.
See, another artist for the dark presence to get.
The monster just keeps coming back.
Shit.
Every night. Like waves hitting the shore.
Oh no. This is the first time we've seen Alice like live action as well, and this actress has done a wonderful job. Relative newcomer.
He's here all the time now. There's so much rage inside of him, I can't stand it anymore.
God, she sounds so scared. Jesus.
God, I tried so hard.
Poor little thing. Hey, how's it going, Dynamite? Hello, dude. How was your weekend? Hope everyone went well.
I can't.
You getting ready for Christmas? Did you buy anything in the Black Friday sale or Cyber Monday or anything like that?
I have made a decision. Most of you won't understand.
Oh God, she's not gonna do it. I think she's.
People call me an artist,
Uh-oh.
but I don't care about any of that.
She's sucking herself into the dark presence.
I just wanted to show the world what I see. I can't keep going like I have been. It's time for a perspective shift.
No, you didn't get anything? It was good. Played some Battlefront 2. Nice. Hey, Bernie, how's it going? Hello.
From artist to art.
Definitely a lot of cheap games for sure. Assassin's Creed Mirage, €30. A lot of stuff like that. Hogwarts, 30. All the bigger games. Alice took her own life. No fucking way, dude. No way. No way. So she was haunted by Mr. Scratch. Damn. After him spending that whole time, 13 years waiting for him, what follows are her final photographs. But remember, we're in a story. Things can change. And now that she's making her own art, it kind of looks like Barbie Yeager more than Alice, but you never know. Looks like she went back to Cauldron Lake, did she? And it looks like she might have jumped off back into Cauldron Lake. She may not be dead after all. We know Cauldron Lake is a strange place. It captured her once. Could do it again. Damn. It kind of looks like Alan there at the end. Or Mr. Scratch even. See, that he's constantly fucking with Alan, so you just never know what's real and what's not. That's crazy though. And there he is, waiting for us. We've met him once. He's all powerful.
Alice was dead. Scratch tortured her until she couldn't stand it anymore. Until she broke. And all that time...
Did you pick up anything, Bernie?
It was me.
Oh.
Scratch was still here. He hadn't escaped the dark place yet.
He's inside
He
you.
was scratching my edits out of return.
Mr. Scratch. Dude, how would you not go mad? How would you know who's the real you?
I had seen this before.
But you thought it was him.
This was not Scratch. This was me. Caught in a loop.
No shit.
I had stopped myself trying to fix the manuscript. I was the one haunting Alice. It was always me.
You're the one trying to get back to her.
I killed her.
You can change it. Every time we see that he gets his head blown off, this big explosion of the dark presence bursts out of his brain. He is Alan, he is Scratch. Here it is! Fucking hell. No thank you.
This is the ritual to lead you on. Your friends will meet him when you're gone.
Return by Scratch. It's cool. It's like, what? End of initiation. Alright, okay. That's the end of his part.
Getting off this time.
Yeah, every song they come up with or pick is carefully chosen with the lyrics to reflect the game as well, which is cool. Alright, but we're still in control. We're still in Return. I finished Metro 2023. Nice, dude. What did you think of it? I still think Exodus is probably the best. And, you know, no spoilers or anything, but they all have different endings, obviously, you know, like any other great game. So there's, you don't know which one's really the canon one, right? But they've said that they're working on a new one, so they must be picking and choosing their canon endings. I like it, you know. It starts as a kind of a Russian Fallout. Exodus, I think it's closest to Fallout. Quickly becomes something even better. I like the supernatural side of it. And then we'll have Stalker as well. Stalker 2 coming out as well. He's excited for the changeover of Fortnite. Yeah, it's been a weird ass season, this OG stuff. It's kept some of the bugs from the old days. People are spinning around on hoverboards and getting kills from halfway across the map with cheats and stuff. So nothing really much has changed. I was hoping, like, what's the point of introducing new maps and old maps and new engines if people are just cheating immediately? So Unreal Engine 5 has been a little bit of a disaster so far. It is what it is. It's been terribly easy as well. Alright, let's go finish this. In terms of new games, we have this really cool Paper Mario style indie game called Born of Bread. I've been waiting for that one a couple of years. And obviously Avatar's Frontiers of Pandora. And The Walking Dead Destiny. So that'll keep us going for a good bit. I want to also introduce some classics. Alright, back to Saga. She's got the clicker.
Wake back from the dark place.
Yeah.
With the song and the clicker.
Boom.
But he didn't end up here now. He landed on the shore after I faced Nightingale in the overlap.
A little bit of a time paradox, I like it. But that wasn't him though, that was that Scratch you brought back. She had this cool concert at the end too.
Are you okay?
No! It's my fault! He got out with my face! Scratch!
See? Yes.
That night I found Wake here. He appeared because of this.
So we have 2 books.
The summon.
Initiation and Return.
That was Wake. Scratch wasn't pretending to be Wake.
They're the same person. Hell yeah. It's pretty obvious. Scratch! Hello.
Scratch is Wake with the dark presence inside him.
Yeah, no shit.
The clicker.
They're all the same person.
I'll lure him to the cell. When we're inside, lock it.
It is like Carl Young. Alright, so we can't kill Scratch, who tried. We can only slow him down. Look at this dude, man. He's like a fucking serial killer.
Fast. Anderson, pin him down with gunfire for me to get the light on him.
On it.
Damn it. Anderson, we lost power.
What? You dirty bitch, man. You told me.
Back in business.
Wait a minute. I shot him? Come on, you bloody bastard. Only victims, I like this. God damn. Hit him. Yes.
Got him. Trapped. Your shot, Anderson. Turn the light. We lost power.
Oh, what the fuck did they keep losing power? Quick. No. Oh my god, they suck. They suck so much. They lost power twice in the span of 2 minutes. What the fuck is this, man? Energizer Bunny. Yeah, fecker. How you like them apples, bitch?
Get the light on him.
Fuck. It takes so long for you. Would you please run? That's the only thing I'd change in this game is the ability for you to run
Power is out.
quicker than piss.
Coming for you.
Alright. Whoa. Why won't she stop it? She just kept spinning. We didn't get a chance to, this is fucking scary, man. To, like, reload or pick up anything. It's kind of fucking scary. Where are you, bitch tits? Come on. Said you drop stuff on the ground. Where? Ow. Where's the other light? I feel like we need to contain him in a triangle or something.
Get the light on him.
Why not? Are you completely fucking stupid? Jesus Christ. What the hell did he just push on us? I can't get over how useless everybody is. We've got 2 FBI agents up there doing nothing. And we got these 2 idiots. What a bunch of fucking idiots. Can we even grab stuff out of here? No, he's right there. Yeah, I'm so dead. They're fucking useless. There's a special place in hell for morons in video games. What do you do here? Like, I'm pushing it? Where are we pushing it to? Come on, lads. You can shoot him too, you know? And we got items down here, but I can't grab any of them. Because he's on me like Sonic. Come on, do something for once in your life. Damn, I'm dead. I don't even know what hit me there. God, they're so useless. Absolutely useless. We got 2 FBI agents up there. Fucking useless cunt 1 and useless cunt 2.
Too fast. Anderson, pin him down with gunfire for me to get the light on him.
Then we got these 2 guys over here.
Anderson, we lost power.
What the fuckers be losing power before they get it? Come on, come on, come on, girly.
Got him. He's trapped. This is your shot, Anderson. Turn the light.
I don't understand this. Like, why does it take so long?
Out.
I'll get it running. Just be ready.
I don't understand that at all. I've never seen anyone move so slow and turn things so slow. Sheesh. Going down, down. I think he's able to throw things behind the wall. Come on, you bastard. Damn, he completely fucking missed it. Wish I could... Whoa, whoa, don't crash on me now. Careful. Wish I could phase through walls.
Stock up on ammo.
Come on, I'm trying to blow this thing up. There you go. Oh, come on. Got to move fast, girl. Maybe we can drop a flare here.
Slow him down.
The fuck just hit me? See, that's what I'm saying. You don't actually know what's hitting you. I think he's able to throw projectiles. Come on, little lady, you're so slow. I would be running around like I need to take a shit, you know? Alright, flares do nothing. Good to know. Come on, come on.
He's too fast for me. Shoot him.
God, those FBI agents are useless. Alright, maybe we're trying to get him in that cage. Okay. Come on, girly. You're so slow. Come on. We got this. Dude, I am in my inventory right now. Damn, goddess. Hello, hello. Thank you for the raid. How you doing today? Hope you had a lovely weekend.
You're gonna be sorry. Shoot him to pin him down.
Whoa. We're just on the final boss here of Alan Wake 2. It ain't easy. What were you playing today?
Grab him now. I got a pin. Hurry, Anderson. Oh, shit. He's free. Lost the lights.
I'll fix it. We can hit him again.
He is fucking fast. Oh, I know what I need to do. It's just, you've got idiots up above that can't seem to have their fuck. Oh man, yeah, he's able to hit you through the wall. There's nowhere to hide.
We're back.
They've got a power supply that lasts 2 minutes. Come on, bitch.
Now at the bed.
Come on, just keep him off me for like a minute. Please! Push faster, bitch. She's so slow.
Anderson, he's coming.
Come on! Oh my god, I think I got it.
Gotta turn the lights.
He doesn't give a fuck about that. Holy shit! Choo Choo Charles got a good sale. Nice! You guys pick up anything in the shelves? Is there one more light somewhere?
Lights are out.
Look out, Anderson.
God damn, they last like no time at all. Let's see, it seems like we need
Lights facing the south.
facing the south. I thought I did it.
You're gonna be sorry, Scott.
I just want the ammo.
Family to mess with, devil. We're back.
Come on, bitch.
You got Viking blood in you, Dino. Teach him a lesson.
We need to work together to get him, Anderson.
Man, he just fucking eats the bullets. He likes that lead breakfast. Come on, bitch.
Make us proud, Saga!
Now, Estevez. The light. I got him as long as we got power.
There.
Dude, that's all that needed. It was that tiny bit.
We lost power. He's free.
There you go, there you go. Okay, now we just gotta get him inside. That sounds easy, right? The clicker, yes, yes, yes. How are we gonna get him inside? Come on.
The lights are ready.
Uh-huh.
Just gotta get Scratch into that cell.
I don't want to get him inside with me. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Come to Papa.
Estevez, Casey, now!
Burn that bitch. Damn, I think he just ripped himself out of it. That's why you don't go to Taco Bell, people. Sheesh. Imagine the shrapnel. I hope Saga joins the FPC and is in control too. That'd be amazing. How goes it? Hello, Lacuna. How you doing? I haven't spoke to you since the crazy shit going on in Dublin. How you doing? I hope you kept safe. You guys happen? Please go give Goddess a follow for me. And turned enough. There was the tiniest little bit. Oh shit.
Casey?
Now he's inside Casey. Oh. Is this why you can't kill him? Motherfucker just possessed someone else. Now he has the clicker. No! I like how he slicked his hair back with blood. That's fucking savagery, man. That is some interview with a vampire.
Bearer of bad news, folks, but it's official.
Uh-oh.
Your Fist is canceled. Today, Bright Falls feels a little less bright.
We're gonna have to kill Casey, I think. Damn. Oh, I love the music. End of chapter. Alright, cool. That tiny little bit, because he grabs you away, didn't connect the torch. Yes! We gotta get the Herald of Darkness versus the Champion of Light. It wouldn't be the same if it wasn't Scratch versus Wake. Let's go. Let's do this. Yeah, hopefully... Oh, look. We're back as the man himself. Hopefully you were okay. Things were fucking wild, eh? It's just like the Black Lives Matter movement back in 2020. Half of it is not even there for, you know, a protest.
I'd seen it all play out.
They're there just to pillage and plunder.
The Dark Presence held all the cards now.
I was cramming for an essay, dealing with just a bunch of bullshit as always. The way a couple and I ordered hair dye. Nice, nice. It's my birthday Friday. Oh, the day after the riots. Jesus, yeah. The riots just happened to be the night of Black Friday as well. Yeah, people just wanted to fucking steal shit. That's all it was. They didn't give a shit. Honestly, the outcry, it all started from these poor children that were stabbed by a random drugged up. And it just happened to be a foreign national, which unfortunately, due to a lot of you know, refugees and asylum seekers over here, it's created a horrible, massive explosion of racism, really, you know, where they blame everything on foreign nationals. They've been doing this since the dawn of time, but it's become quite bad, you know, between taking in every other country in Europe and then Ukrainian people, and we're at a living crisis and also almost a housing crisis as well.
I'll do
so
anything it
yeah,
takes to fix this
as usual, instead of helping communities, these people have chosen to point the finger. And then when this happened, I did not help things. Everything boiled over.
Containment facility the second I laid eyes on you.
Yeah, I think it's horrible. You can see no matter how much we rise up as a community and we get better with technology and that, and social media and all this other shit, we just keep regressing to animals. Here's the thing I look at, right? When it comes to accepting different cultures, it's a wonderful thing. It makes the world smaller. We get to experience different cultures around the world in your own backyard. It's lovely. But this does not excuse the horrible cunts from every country. It's just the way it is, especially our own country. And how I look at it is, it doesn't matter who you are, where you come from, it's what you do that fucking is the person you are. Do you know what I mean? So if you're a dirty bastard criminal from Ireland and you've run off to some country, you should be extradited and sent home. You don't deserve to hide off in some other country. And that goes similar to the people that are let into this country as well. There should be background checks, criminal checks done, and no criminals should ever be allowed to leave their point of violent act, you know, whatever it was, you know. So if you committed the act in your home country, fuck off home. You shouldn't be allowed run from the law that way. So what happens is when we accept families in and we're trying to help asylum seekers, just as we would want the same help as well if we were in trouble, these bastards sneak in. They sneak in. It's something that kind of started way back when, where the fucking, basically it was during the whole Cuban fucking it's like a revolution basically, and Castro sent entire like fucking criminals, career criminals, just sick bastards, you know, rapists, murderers, all the way over to America and basically take all our criminals. And he did it full well knowing that they'd take them in, and they did, and it definitely didn't help things. And the same thing is happening here too. You'll always see it. And it's also a big point where it's usually males as well. So you can just cut the bullshit, and you don't have to do background checks on children or most women. Just do them on the males, you know. And it's the same with Ireland as well. I do think we've seen a lot of sick bastards from Ireland run off to Thailand and Philippines and anywhere they'll take them, you know. And I don't think that's right either. These cunts should be sent home, you know. Extradite them home to show punishment. So yeah, I don't have a racist bone in my body. I think I love cultures. I love people from everywhere because it's so cool, you know. It's one planet, we're one people, and we get to see all these different foods and music and different cultures and celebrations of life, you know. It's wonderful. So when my own people on my country fucking start turning into racist sons of bitches, then yeah, it saddens me, because we've been through our own shit for hundreds and hundreds of years, you know. And just to turn it on people just shows that we've learned nothing, you know. Fucking sucks.
Never seen an entity break.
Another person was stabbed. Yeah, it's just going to keep building and building.
Now the dark
So they decided to
occupying
use it to
Agent Casey?
set fire to buses and trains and go after
When
the
it
cops.
attacked
And there's a
the
bunch of
Rebels,
kids as well. Like,
must have
most of them
been
are
preparing for
average
this.
age of like 14 or 15. You can tell they run around in scooters while breaking into shops and that. It's annoying because it just shows how little we've moved forward as people. There's always the animal inside. But yeah, that's how I feel about that stuff. I have different views on things, which is right. I think that prison itself, as its current structure, is a failure. It's a fucking failure. All it does is create career criminals. And I'm one of those weird guys, but I do think we should bring back the death penalty and capital punishment in the form of extreme cases, because I see people that are meant to be reformed or rehabilitated, and they're really sick bastards. They've taken lives, they've ruined lives, they've traumatized people and children and everything, and they're just expected to be allowed back on the street. I think, for me, like, as much as an eye for an eye is wrong, I still believe that if you take a life, your life is forfeit. That's the way I look at it. And yeah, I know we have a corrupt system. That's a whole different thing, with judges and cops and everything being more corrupt than the people free on the streets. So yeah, you can't just assume that a jury is just going to find, and we have enough people who are innocent and then spend their life in jail. So there's no easy fix, but that's just my way of looking at it. But yeah, you would have horrible situations where innocent people would be put to the death. It's just the way it is. You can't do Minority Report. We can't see into people's brains, and the lie detectors are about as good as they are, you know, in the moment. No, the bullshit.
Scratch.
Sure, some racist shit. Yeah, dude, it's generational racism. That's what it is. Hey, Prior, how's it going?
It took me 13 years to get out. Zane never
Went to
did.
that school and they knew the
Torn
teacher
out
was
and went
badly
in after
stabbed.
her, right?
Yeah, the
Or
amount
let
of
her out.
people that
With the
stood up
power of rock
and
and
tried to
roll.
stop things, which
I
is
saw them when I
is
was trapped
very,
there.
very heroic and
They
commendable.
performed in my musical.
Even a
I'm
man
really
jumped
less
off
optimistic
his
about this.
Uber scooter and helped, and he was the foreign national, you know. So how fucking dare they immediately go to the racist card? It's not where you're from. It's nothing got to do with the color of your skin. That's bullshit. That's a weak-minded fucking caveman mentality. It's what you do as a person. That's what it is. So if you have these scumbags on the street, like that guy was probably off his fucking brain on drugs or whatever. But here's the thing, like, what do you do with that guy? You could feed him to the mob and he will be stoned and pulled asunder, ripped flesh as if it was fucking Frankenstein or something, you know? And is that the right way of doing it, to feed these criminals to the mob? I don't know. People talk about justice without ever knowing what the fuck it is. Putting him in prison for life, is that justice? And those kids will probably be traumatized for the rest of their life, you know? I don't know. I don't have the answers, that's for sure. No one really does. But it's clear our system is fucked. Yeah, I had a teacher yell at me today and asked who was showing up and shit, being a huge bitch after cramming on my birthday to finish her stupid fucking essay. Yeah, I hate that. They're all under pressure now. This happens every year around Easter, summer, and then winter, where they're cramming exams because they've run out of time with their fucking teacher meetings and everything else, just wasting time. Not to mention doing types of coursework that's just bullshit. They're always playing catch up or doing work from the previous year instead of doing stuff for the next year. That's the way they should be working. Like, you should be doing leaving cert stuff the previous year and stuff like that, you know. And people my age are racist, like, because of parent. Exactly, dude. Yeah, it is generational racism. It is. Because kids grow up and for the most part, for the first, like, say, 5 years at least of their life, they are completely innocent. They're just innocent children. They just absorb life. And unfortunately that includes absorbing horrible shit. There's not a good answer. No, there's not.
Ending he wrote for Return. But I can still fix
you see so many people like commenting on it.
Must have the
well, I was going to go to Ireland and all this, and I'm like, in case you didn't know, this country has always been volatile. The North is not fixed and never will be. Doesn't matter who's in charge. It's been broken. Just like, you know, Israel and Palestine, just like India and Pakistan. The ghosts of the British Empire will never leave. They've destroyed half the world.
I needed a car.
That doesn't include their own backyard. And that's not like a hate train against Britain. I don't, like, the people themselves are fine. It's just, you need to understand what your monarchy has done to the world. They drew up fake fucking lines on maps hundreds of years ago, 50 years ago, you know, and it's fucked up everything. It's crazy. They should be held responsible. They shouldn't be allowed to die naturally, man. They should be strung up by their ears. Because all of these monarchies are, for the most part, dead. We don't have too many, like, kings and queens left in the world. But, my God, do we have to pay dearly for their choices. There's no easy fix to that either, because once you've drawn lines, you've drawn sides, you know. It's literally the same thing. The British Empire controlled India, and before they left and succeeded, I think it was the 1950s, they drew up a line on the map, gave it to Pakistan, and has caused a horrendous amount of war. I think we're going this way. And then, unfortunately, it's the same thing with Israel and Palestine. It's obviously a way bigger issue than that, but they promised Palestine their own country when they helped the Allies and the British during World War II. So they were like, tra-la-la-la-la, here's a little fucking ink, and here's your little map, and there you go. And then Israel, of course, the Jewish people wanted to go home after the whole world basically trying to kill them and victimize them and that. Unfortunately, they had no home to go to, you know, so you're kind of claiming ancient lands for yourself thousands of years later when lines have been drawn. Unfortunately, not by them. So it's horrible. If there was any sense in the world, they would just come to an agreement between them, but that's not where we stand. Where we stand now is babies being killed and hospitals being blown up and fucking dumb people on both sides. No one is right. No kind of violence will ever be right. It's not picking sides. It's who can do more genocide. That's all it is. It's horrible. And on God's land, as they call it, you know, the Holy Land, it's covered in blood.
For the first time in what felt like
a horrible.
Lifetime.
5 or so June next month's gonna be rough. Yeah, so just another kind of sad fucking day in Ireland, you know, another bloody fucking Sunday.
Haunted by my own writing.
It's shocking. We're such a small, tiny island and revered by tourists and television and everything for whatever reason, but we are just eternally in conflict. Our own problems, yeah, we got leftovers from a choice in the British Empire, yeah, that's neither here nor there now, you know. We should be better than that, but we're not. And then when it comes to everything else going on, we continue to elect government after government after government for probably like 12 or 13 different regimes spanning over decades, and I've learned nothing, you know. I think we should have learned something in the 80s when things were really bad. You know, we just keep electing different parties thinking they're going to do better. I'm like, okay. But that's the whole world over. I have my own problems with governments. I've said that before. I fucking hate them all. I think there's every single country. There's not a single government that's like, yep. Come on, motherfucker. Damn, that's crazy. What's the point of using a flashlight? He just powers through it like a boss. Come here, motherfucker. So Alan's finally back. Lovely, lovely. Let's do this. It's finished. Sorry to get all political, but that's just... I don't even call that political. I hate that. It's a weak argument as well. People shy away from talking about religion and current world events as people are dying because it's political. I'm like, this has nothing got to do with politics at all. This is human rights. It's fucking people dying on the street. But with the Irish stuff, I understand people's anger. I really do. But it's pointed at the wrong thing, you know. It's pointed at the wrong thing. They've been building up this nonsense surrounding, you know, like Ireland's full and all this other shit. It's just nonsense, absolute nonsense. Because we would 100% expect countries to take us in if we were in desperate need. Damn, there's a lot of them. What the hell is she saying? You don't actually have time to heal in this game. It's a funny one. Come on, bitch. Oh, fuck my god. There was one behind me. Damn. Oh, I think I'm dead. How many did we kill? Late night poker game? Goddamn, Scratchy's not gonna let us get out of here alive. That's it. Bunch up, you dumb bastards. Good night, sweet prince. The coursework, but that wasn't homework. They graded in hand and the end of them. Yeah. Got work to do at home. You're lucky. I suppose the end term soon. Yeah. Ever since leaving, thoughts of exam and handing in coursework is a distant memory. You don't want to go back to that. I love writing essays. I hate having to do it on stuff I'm not interested in, though. Right. Health and dietary stuff. Okay, okay. In a psych class. That is interesting, but sadly it is kind of important, though, you know. I think a diet, to an extent, can affect your health, you know. Especially, like, when it comes to, like, fatigue and that, or obesity, you know. Absolutely. But yeah, it's not something, that wouldn't be something that you yourself would have to deal with, you know what I mean? That would be handled by a dietitian, right? Not a fucking psychologist. They would recommend a dietitian. It's not the be all end all. Okay, yeah, this is getting spicy. I like it. Politics and religious views shouldn't be a taboo. Yeah, yeah, like I never shy away from that stuff. You know, it never really gets to the point of argument. We're all just passionate about stuff, but people out for an argument, they'll find an argument. We shouldn't shy away from it. It gets really annoying and boring, I know that, because people go around in circles, especially when they're up for a debate, or they're just generally contrarians or argumentative people. Those kind of people know what they're getting themselves in for. They're here just to fuck around. They're not really here for solutions. They're here for the debate itself. They get off on that. I'm like, okay, you're not solving anything. You don't have any singular views then. You're not standing for anything. You're just actually argumenting against every fucking point. It's cool. He's never actually been back here, the poor bastard. It's really been 13 years. I know we randomly got off topic, but yeah, I never shy away from that stuff. I know it can bring out the Wallies. It really can, for sure. You've either got the really thick-headed, passionate people, like, or you've either got people that don't really know too much, and then that leads other people to start argument as well. Anyway, but yeah, it was just the kind of shit that came up recently in Ireland, so that kind of kicks all that off. It's just so silly. The whole thing is just fucking madness. It's a horrible, tragic event, and all we can think about now is Arnott's getting broken into, or this and that, or the Lewis being burnt down. What's funny is they're all a bunch of fucking idiots. Like, they don't realize we live in a CCTV world, you know? Every single one of them are gonna spend some time in jail. Not that we don't have already overpopulated jails or anything. That's what I'm saying. It's not the solution. It's never been a solution. I do believe in rehabilitation to a point, but yeah, it's fucking rare cases. I don't mean like drug addiction rehab. I mean like criminal rehabilitation. Like, some of them do actually learn some skills in prison. That's not career criminal skills, you know. Some of them do learn, but it's not all hunky-dory. It's not fucking Shawshank Redemption, whether we want to think it or not. He's no map? Okay. I'm too stupid to know where to go. I think if I go back to the murder site, and then we have that open gate behind there, right? Well, we should anyway. For reasons, had an ethics class, and I hated that one so much I could not have cared less. Might be something there. I don't know. I know it's covered, just not the area. I mean, exactly. You know, you're dead right. You're dead right. Shouldn't it come down to that in a way? Shouldn't you only have to do things you're truly interested in? But sadly, if it was that easy, we'd all be happy in the profession we've chosen. Alright, this seems to be... Whoa, Nelly Furtado. Okay. They're waiting for us. I'm not...
In the dark place, the dark presence went into me. When I was pulled back here, crossing over, I weakened it. Made it dormant. I couldn't...
Take it, bitch!
But I could feel it. Getting stronger.
FBI car in the parking lot? Okay, cool.
I thought it was hunting me. Closing in. It was inside me the whole time.
Absolute nonsense about the school of thoughts of what bad something strangely good or bad. It's not that deep. If you're having a mental breakdown over what's good or bad, then it can't be very ethical. Yeah, that's a good point. I think for some people, dude, it's just harder. Everything's a grey area for them. But that's a personal problem, probably, you know? Like, that's probably might have something going on upstairs, you know? Not in a bad way, not to be mean, but if you can't distinguish right and wrong, and it's something you're meant to have been learned from like 5 years old, not to squish the bug, not to hurt the puppy, you know, that kind of way. And there's probably something wrong. This is where you see, you know, very big red flags in kids, and they're never addressed. Like hurting animals, hurting people, having no sense of consciousness. It's kind of obvious. But nobody ever fucking draws attention to that stuff, and then they wait till they're all grown up and you've just nursed a fucking psychopath. Well done. Johnny was always so nice, except for the 17 pigeons he killed with the airsoft fucking rifle I got him, huh? Well done. Half of these morons, you're like, the mother's like, I just kept buying them guns. I'm like, okay, alright then. That's it. You go to prison too, bitch. You go to prison too. You're a complicit in the neglect of your child's well-being and mental health. It's very simple. Parents need to be fucking done as well, you know? That's how I see it. God forbid they breed again, you know? Jesus, Mary and Joseph. Let's cut the bullshit here. It's as much their fault as his child's.
I brought Saga Anderson into this story to help me escape. She succeeded. It cost her everything.
There's definitely like a
giant
volcano explosion of male rage. I don't know where it's come from or what the hell is going on. It's been building up for decades. It's the very reason why, like, fucking 99% of these really bad shit going on is by males. The population is pretty 50-50, so seems like there's something else going on here. I think it's got to do with the animalistic tribal nature of alpha male bullshit. It still exists if you go back to ancient times. And then you've got the frustration of men.
In 2010, I dived in. A leap of faith.
They're
for Alice.
swapping
With no
around.
idea that the cost would be a nightmare worse than death.
Then most dudes just can't handle that.
Taken me 13 years.
13 years, boy. Look at you.
Now Alice was
You have an
dead
age today.
because of me.
Is she really dead? Come
And I
on,
was
dude.
gonna make that leap again, this time knowing the cost all too well.
He's finally back. Yes. I wonder how this is gonna end. It might seem like he might sacrifice himself again.
Another way to look at it, I had brought the dark place here with me.
There you
I
go.
never had gotten out. Maybe after this I finally could.
I don't think there is any getting out. It's just
I had no choice.
bullets
I
to the
had to
brain.
do it. That didn't make me any less terrified. Fuck it.
Fuck it. Yes, let's go. I don't know if they'd make another game on this. Honestly, I don't think it's that necessary. Oh, it is like the Upside Down. We're gonna have to face off against the entire Bright Falls. No doubt it'll bring us back to exactly when he got here 13 years ago. His hair's a bit longer, got a few more wrinkles. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Deerfest! Yeah.
This is...
Remember they said it was
not
cancelled?
what I expected.
Bright Falls, Washington. They're all messing with you, dude.
Deftly tricks the reader into believing the cult of the tree is the story's antagonist.
Now we're breaking the fourth wall, so we thought the cult of the tree. We didn't quite figure that out either. Cult of the word, the cult of the tree. We'll see about that. What is the word?
Stage fight scene in Departure is one up by the absolutely
Departure was the first game.
Dark Ocean Summoning.
That's why this one feels like 2 and 3 with Initiation and Return. So maybe they're not bothering with the third one.
The trilogy's exciting conclusion.
Yeah, most people don't think too hard about things when you open the can of worms. Very hard to rebottle it, so people get really depressed. Right? Yeah. People do tend to not want to think about things at all. But that'll always come to a head, though, you know? So sometimes it's better to wade through the shit. You just have to have a great support system around in life, you know? Just good people, good friends, good family. Most people can barely even check one of those things off, you know? And that's sad. That is sad, because social media has created a generation of me, and they only want to use people for their own gain, and it's horrible. It's like subhumans. They're all, you know, sociopaths waiting in line. Eventually it gets them. It's fucked up.
Alan Wake is this generation's greatest storyteller.
Oh god, I think it's trying to trick him. This is kind of creepy. It's just feeding his ego. Clout is the great evil. We should try and take that on. Fuck the dark presence. Let's go after Clout. Clout was a physical entity. It would look like the Blob and the dog monster from The Thing, and then with the face of Jake Paul. That's what it would look like. Someone has to murder that thing. Just take, like killing the shelf, you know. Take out the fucking Clout. I think where a lot of it comes from is men are not told to fight back to women, but I don't wish to offend anyone here, but women often have a tendency to be quite mean, specifically teenager, so they have it built up inside of them. Yeah, I suppose it goes different for different countries. I get you, like the whole fucking Vicky Pollard female teenage nation definitely didn't help things over there. You've got most, especially in England and a few other places in Europe, they tend to be on the side of, you know, outwardly butch. So yeah, they'll stand up to most people. It's usually their upbringing though, dude. But I get you what you mean. It's different cultures, you know. And, oh, cause he died. Oh, his brother. Where those teenage girls grow up like that, it's from horrible upbringing, you know, or a family where she's had to stand up to her brothers or father or who knows what, you know. Everyone's got their own story. But it's up to each of us to, you know, take that story, take that hand that's been given to us and better ourselves. If we just become miniature versions of scumbag parents or grandparents or whatever hand you've been given, then you're no better. I see it all the time, though. We talk about generational racism. I see it all the time in other stuff. You even see it like with abuse victims becoming abusers and all that. It's like, so you learned nothing? You learned nothing. Or I you know, we talk about lol cows as well, and I see that, and I see it with, they basically eat themselves to death, a lot of them. And you always find that there was a massive fracture somewhere, usually in their childhood, you know, whether it's abuse or trauma or something, even just a loved one passing away and just not properly been given the tools to deal with that grief. It happens a lot. So they go inward, and the fact that they can bring up and burst into tears 40, 50 years later after the event shows you that I've been saying this, I feel like I'm harping on it, but the greatest evil is that is mental health. We don't properly address it. We treat it like a giant stigma, like a thorn in your side that you're not supposed to show anybody. If we don't tackle the main problem, we are never going to move forward. It's just going to get worse and worse.
I needed to read the ending to have a shot at changing it.
You know, the shootings are going to get worse. Bombings, killings, all that stuff is just going to keep getting worse.
Townspeople brainwashed. Everyone and everything revolved around return.
Like that crazy bastard in Dublin. He clearly had mental issues, whether he was on drugs or not. Something brought him to that point. And somehow he was able to walk along the streets, probably for hours, with a knife, you know, or wander around. Because what do we do with our addicts and our homeless and anyone else suffering, our veterans? What do? We treat them like scum on our shoe and walk by them, you know. I'm not telling you to stop these people and try and help, but it's time to fucking wake up instead of looking at the smudge in the window. Like, fucking hell. You know, these are people. They're pieces of society and communities. We're not all equipped with the tools to help these people, but god damn it, it's time to remove the fucking governments that are not helping. Imagine all the wages that could go away from TDs and ministers and prime ministers and all that shit, and are given to communities for youth centers and hostels and mental health fucking centers and free clinics and everything. I don't know. Just so stupid. Pisses me off. It always comes back to that. You can blame it on guns, you can blame it on drugs, you can blame it on whatever you want. Whatever you want. But it all comes back to the same thing. That there was a serious problem in their life and nobody bothered to give a shit. Depends the time period too. I think yeah. Men being hard on other men has definitely passed, lessened. Oh no, I think it's still there. Like, there's still a stigma about men having issues and talking about stuff. No, we still all bottle things up. But it has lessened, you're right, but still there. This guy will never wear clothes, man. What the fuck? The questionnaire on male stereotypes and people's perceptions of men. Can't wait till we get info on that. Yeah, it'd be interesting. And it's just, questionnaire is just in your class, right? Okay, cool. Well, you need to do that stuff like countrywide, you know. But yeah, I wouldn't necessarily say fight back. I get what you mean. I think you mean like stand up for yourself, right? But not actually physical. I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what sex we are. None of us should get to the point of blows. It's like, Jesus Christ, but that's not what the world we live in. I mean, honestly, if there was more guns over here in Ireland and England, do you not think that every single road rage moment, every fucking, you know, didn't hold the door open for this person, you don't think that would be met with someone drawing a weapon just like it is in America? Absolutely. Because we don't know how to handle our emotions anymore. We don't know how to calm down. We don't know how to just talk things through. People just go straight from 0 to fucking 1 million. And COVID definitely accelerated stuff, maybe 10, 20 years, I don't know, on the bad track that we're going. It's definitely created a pressure cooker where we've come out of COVID now without able to understand how to be a functioning society anymore. But all that stuff was coming anyway. It was just a matter of time. They'd rather cut funding. Yeah, exactly. To give their mates pay. I know. Like, honestly, I always say this, and it's easier to say than to do. I get it, but the pillars of society are already there. Like, we don't need government. We just don't. We don't need it. We don't need a government at all. From top to bottom, the pillars of society are there. What are the pillars of society? You've got communities. You've got like fire departments, the police departments for law and order. Even though we don't really trust them, you've got your courthouse and your judge. You got your general law and order, right? Everything else, these stores are all operated by different giant conglomerates. So that's nothing got to do with government at all. Like, name one thing that the government actually fully controls and helps bring into existence besides TDs and bullshit. They don't really do anything. Like, if you want to talk about the our towns and how they look, our roads, things like that, there's people already doing that. There's councils. Like, it's a big difference between getting rid of government and getting rid of councils. Councils can stay. Most of them should be run by a community anyway, because they know where to put the money. Talk to anyone in a volunteer centre. Talk to anyone who's like in fucking free clinics or in these places, and you'll see most of them are angry and frustrated. But for the most part, they have more sense in a fucking one sentence than you listen to in Parliament, And this is not like an anti-establishment type thing, or fuck the cops. Most of them do need to be sacked and retrained for sure.
That's where I had to go.
Oh shit! Now the very book is coming after him. A book to die for. Run, you silly bastard. But no, these are interesting conversations. Hello, how's it going, everyone? Oh Jesus! Oh dear, they don't like the book. Oh dear. Okay, that's one way to go after your critics. Yeah, I've seen some places like Netherlands and a few others that operate outside of a normal government, and they seem to be pretty fine to me. Like, everyone's good. People talk about governments and taxes and all that. I think if done properly, probably just give a different name, I think people would still be happy enough to pay a certain level of taxes, right? Yeah, it still hurts, but that's because you're being gouged. It doesn't need to be that high. It's because you're paying off government. You're paying people's wages that don't need to be there. Anything that they handle on the surface seems really important, right? But it's not. All these things would exist outside of that. Society has put them in place, sir. We're not stupid beings, We're not all Frankenstein fucking mob. We're not. Can I get out here? Oh, cool. It's just an instant death. Come on, baby. We're not like that. Most of us are functioning brains.
I had the book now.
But it would be too shocking, wouldn't it? If you just got rid of governments overnight, people would go back on the riots and pillaging and plundering and everything. But yeah, I even for our small country, it's just completely bloated. We have a fucking president, then a Taoiseach who's the prime minister, and we have TDs, which handle their little constituencies. Then we have multiple parties. We're talking about a tiny country here. Then we have junior TDs. Half of them getting done now for shirking speeding tickets, for shirking fucking taxes and everything else. It's fucked up. Absolutely fucked. And these sons of bitches, half of them control mass amounts of properties in the country as well. And they've been found out how little tax they're paying on these things as well. It's all just a fucking big scam. And we've allowed this to happen. We've allowed them to prosper. So we're back at the old folks' place. You can see this is the writer's room.
What was that?
Cool.
Alice was dead.
No, she's not.
Was this a trap?
Anyway, sorry, I always rant about this stuff. It sounds like I'm like fight the power kind of thing. Not necessarily. I just think that it should be abolished. And it's not in a hate sense. I just think we've wasted enough time and money on governments. There's obviously some good to it, but every time I see a debate, every time I see... Oh, it's so stupid. The whole thing's stupid. I know some of you guys like to debate and stuff. I get that. I'm not trying to diminish that. You know, but if you got rid of government, you'd end up with something else in charge, or someone else trying to be in charge. You'd end up with a king. I don't believe in any of that kind of stuff. But the way I don't believe in any structure of politics at all, or you know, but people would hear what I'm saying and think, oh, he's a socialist, or he's a this and this. I'm like, I'm a nothing. I don't believe in any of that kind of stuff. It's not for the people. It's not for any of that stuff. These are beautiful towns that are being run into the ground. Half of them, you know, you blame on druggies and all that. And sure, whenever there's poverty, drugs will prosper because people need something to do. But for every town that's just destroyed by drugs, you'll find out very quickly that these towns have just been left to neglect by your current body of government and councillors and that. What happens is, in America, it was all the, you know, the mining and mills, the steel mills, all that, and then when they used to make cars and that, and all that stuff has just been, it needs to be brought back, you know what I mean? It's the same in England. Like, most of the fishing port towns are gone, which is disgusting when how beautiful you know, British and Irish fish is, you know. It's just been destroyed by outsourcing, you know. And I think what should happen is, instead of invoking foreign cheap labor or going to different countries because you get it cheaper, let's bring all that stuff back. I think importing and exporting is important, but it should never be above us using what's there, you know. If your country doesn't provide it, you know, say you don't have a certain mineral in the ground, or you can't grow a certain product, you know, like maybe tropical fruits or whatever, then yeah, that's fine. But it should never get to the point where you're like, oh, oranges come from Spain, but Spain ships them in from South America or something, you know, that kind of stupid shit. Hello, Scratchy boy. So that would be a big help, I think. That's just me, though. I think we shouldn't be doing like exporting of goods above like 10% instead of the other way around. Whoa! It's so creepy. We are one. Oh my god. No, thank you. Fuck me. Oh my god. Okay. We belong. He's like an overly attached girlfriend. But yeah, that could be a big thing to start. Like, especially I think in Ireland and in UK, when it comes to the fish and stuff, like, it's just ravaged most coastal towns in the UK and Ireland, and you see that it's all been fucking either exported to Norway or imported. A lot of Norway, Scandinavia, Iceland, all that, and we're like meant to have like the best Atlantic cod and all this other fucking sea life, and it's been fucking exported and imported, not being used properly. It sucks, you know. And then a lot of it as well, as much as it sucks to say, especially in Britain and America as well, a lot of the income back then was brought in from the war, you know. People were put to work making bullets and tanks and everything they could, you know. And once that went, and, you know, that's horrible to say, but there was prosperous times back then. I'm not saying bring that back. There has to be better ways of doing it, but why can't each country make their own cars and make their own buildings and make, you know, that kind of stuff? That's the way I feel anyway. They do, obviously, but they're outrageously priced. Just need to think more logistically about it, because all you end up now is every country on the planet owing another country, you know. America owes trillions of dollars to this country, and UK owes to this and that. It's just fucking stupid. What happened to the beauty of just creating? You give these communities something to do again instead of just being neglected. So where should I go there? It looked like he was coming at me from both places. We won. I like that. It's like Legion. Like, he was coming out this door here. Ew. This is just meant to be like a little safe haven for a second. There's no easy fix for these things. Control countrywide server, not just like, okay, good, right essay on it once we get results. I didn't mean punching. Yeah, I know, exactly, yeah. So people take these things literally, you know how it is, Pyro. Everyone jumps to craziness straight away. Hold their tongue and just, yeah. Oh, that's true. I mean, people very rarely talk about that side of things. Like domestic abuse on the male side, you know, from the woman. I think it's not 50-50 or anywhere near it, but it's probably like 80-20. Taxman's coming. Right. No, see, I think we just need to give it a better name, because taxes, it's something that goes back to fucking, you know, Robin Hood days, you know, the old fucking Victorian days. But I think community funds like that, maybe that's a better name for it, is very important. And most people, if they knew it was going into some kind of a, you know, a youth centre, charity or whatever, they'd be okay with that, rather than it going to what they think is upkeep of the roads, or paying the dole off for fucking 500,000 people or some shit, which is not true. Most of the time it's going straight into their pockets. Reminds me of the opening in Saints Row 4. Ooh, what towns have been destroyed by drugs over here? About 90. Yeah, it ain't great. No, it's not, dude. We're not much better off here either. It's shocking. Alright, where should I go? See, look, it makes it look like he's running that way, and he's not supposed to go that way. For fuck's sake, Alan. What are you doing, man? Get the fuck out of here. Okay, thanks, mistress. Oh, the twister is back. I love it.
We're safe in the light, Alan.
Rose, you don't scare me or anything. Dublin's very bad. Yeah.
Pushy.
Rose,
It's everywhere, dude.
From the diner. How are you here?
I'm here to save you, silly.
Look at those crazy fucking
I got
eyes.
your instructions.
I'm here to
I found
save you.
every hidden message you left for me. In the radio, in the wind, in the forums on my Alan Wake fan site.
What? No, Rose, I
Yeah,
haven't
there's
been
no
leaving
easy
messages.
solution, but we have to drastically do something else.
I get
We're
it.
just running it into the ground.
Yes, Alan. Only a crazy person would think you've been leaving them secret messages. Wink. But now you need to get your butt upstairs, Alan. This shit won't right itself. No matter what William Shakespeare said.
Like people talk about like
Thank you,
different
Rose.
political parties. Like,
I'll
we
do
don't
what I
have
can.
different parties, then we'll end up electing some dictator, right? But I'm like, how about we elect nobody? How about we have no parties? Yo, is the ship up there moving in the wind? That is cool. How about that? Like, how about we elect nobody? Then there'll be no dictators or anything. So I'm saying, how about we destroy all the parties? Don't need anybody. Have these politics on here were just following in Daddy's footsteps and trying to do what he did better, like fucking George Bush and George Bush Sr. What a fucking mama's boy that guy was. Just tried to fucking destroy the world. What an idiot. And then none of them are any better over there, you know. And the fact that you can elect another mama's boy like Donald Trump, absolute man-child, who he shouldn't be on TV like The Apprentice, let alone be president. That was the great crazy time of the whole world. Like, it's not just America. How we allowed that to happen. It was like a Simpsons moment. It really was. The list goes on and on. Like, over here we have a president, but no matter who they are, like, they've been great. Like, you know,
Upstairs.
fucking.
The writer's room must be in the attic.
They're just puppets, really, at the end of the day.
That's
But
where the windows were.
like the face of Ireland, they go over and like, not like peacekeepers or anything, but you know, a lot of them have done good. Mary McAleese and Mary Robinson. A lot of Marys, because we are still fucking weirdly highly religious. But they don't serve a whole lot of purpose outside of that, you know. They go over and shake a lot of hands, take a lot of photos, but they don't do anything, you know. Not trying to be mean or anything. Like, have one or the other. We don't need a president and a T-shirt. Just stupid. And don't even get me started on the T-shirts.
around and come together, Tom.
Still calling him Tom.
I have put everything ready for
I think Tom might be part of it as well. The whole thing together.
Come to wash the floor of your room next.
Ooh.
All you need is water and Vileda.
Is that what was in this room the whole
Water
time?
is the oldest bulb.
Ooh.
Water finds its way.
A bomb.
What water brings, it takes away.
It's all about the water.
It can be clean or dirty. It can keep life or drown it.
Akti. I didn't expect to see you here, but it makes sense.
Definitely prefer Rose's
Can you
design in the
help me
first
find
game. Me too. It's
One
simpler.
last time.
She scares the shit out of me.
Now
The other day I saw a guy
very
hobbling along the
little
street putting an old rag up to his face. I
Don't
can only
be
guess that
spooked
what was
by
on the
it
rag.
So that shit won't start beating
Jesus.
your underpants. Okay. I'll get the door open for you, Tom. There you go. The matter is a stake.
There's at stake.
Now comes the end of the rhyme.
Thank you, Ahti.
Is it raining inside? So he's the little janitor. He's a little goofy little Finnish janitor, but he's in control as well. He's kind of they like to do these in this story where you've got these kind of omnipotent god type characters. They're not God himself, but they're god type characters where they tend to give you confusing words of wisdom. But this guy is, you know, he's obviously been able to move across the universes where we have Control in there, Max Payne, Quantum Break, and Alan Wake all together. He seems to be a little connector. He's never allowed to interfere too much, but it's been interesting to see him there, kind of like the Hall of Doors. And this one, especially with the spiral, obviously it looks like a drain and water, but also kind of looks like the twister we saw of the Dark Presence in the first game, and now this one. And then it has that vibe of sort of like a loop, you know, a spiral. That's what they've been trying to call it. It's not necessarily a time loop you're stuck in, buddy. It's a spiral, and we know what spirals do, right? Spirals usually go down and deeper and deeper. So he's actually getting himself worse and worse trapped down in the Dark Presence. I think that's the only thing that kind of comes into play that's mystical, I suppose. You know, a lot of this stuff can just go over your head, even the parallel universe stuff, but they never shove it down your throat. Yeah, it becomes the main focal point of the story, but I think this one's a little more deep in reality than the first one was, because by the end of the first one you're like inside of a lighthouse, inside of a twister, and you're like, oh, okay. And the clicker obviously is another object of power, but they're deeply connected to Control now. There's no denying it. We have the FBC here, which is the Federal Bureau of Control. Think of them as almost like X-Files agents, you know, where they deal in the paranormal and the object of powers, and they're just little things that have interdimensional powers, you know. Like in this case, it's a funny little clicker that's, you know, not connected to anything, but pressing it on like a light switch is able to mess with reality, same as his lamp, you know. Yeah, and then obviously in Control you had many objects of power. They even consider Alan himself to be one, because he has the power to, you know, you can just have a little clicker and it does nothing, but he has the power to do that. And the same with Jessie in Control. With her, she had like this kind of spirit guide in Polaris, and she was able to freaking fly by the end of it. And then she had her brother. It's kind of cool. Kind of a cool. And you saw like the fridge and all the sorts of other weird little things. It's nice. If you like your SCP stuff, you know, that game, or you like, you know, cryptids and things like that. Even like, yeah, the shows like Fringe and X-Files and Twilight Zone. And obviously, Twilight Zone is a huge influence on this game with Night Springs itself. It's kind of cool. All right, I think it's time to do this. Some final confrontation. We'll see what it is. Yeah, back in your writer's room. Time to finish the story, buddy. You know, one last time. Let's break the fucking loop.
I only had one chance to get this right.
Just a little bit, yeah. One chance, even though you've had the whole game, you little shit. Rewrite the ending of Return. Every time he tries to do it, it's scratched out, literally, like a redacted thing by Mr. Scratch. It's kind of funny, because the whole thing, just like in the first game, comes off at trying to physical manifestation of creator's block as some dark, horrible entity, almost like a tumor or something, you know.
Return's ending was an eternal deer fest that would keep spreading. Given time, Scratch would plunge the world.
I've read a lot of
nightmare.
books that deal with this stuff on a horror side of things. It's very clever. You can almost feel the frustration of the writer on the page. Yeah. So yeah, I do think that would be I know it's definitely a start. Nowadays, we know that as bad as drugs are, I do think that the government is nearly worse than that. Like, you've got people completely addicted to methadone, which is supposed to get them off stuff. It's it's an opioid synthetic, you know. So it's to give them the thrill of getting high without killing them. But they're completely and utterly addicted to it. And it has vastly, weirdly enough, more side effects, obviously, than drugs. You know, the worst side effect of all is death. But yeah, so they're all living just like walking corpses on methadone. Some of them as much as 500 megs of it. It's kind of crazy. Surely it'll be easy, right? Yeah, we've come all this way. And then you've got half of the really nasty drugs out there are made in labs by governments, like Oxy and fentanyl and all those bad bastards. They're all fucking made by them. They might have started out as painkillers, might have helped a lot of people, and trust me, some of them have, especially for chronic illnesses. But we are human beings. We have little to no self-control, and any kind of addictive product that enters our system is going to have a high chance of causing a lifelong addiction. So being given to it, being prescribed by your trusted doctor, yeah, it's like being forced an addiction on you. It's not the right way either. There's all people that can't live day to day without it though as well, so it's gonna help. If you go into any major town, you'll see how much we've become a parasite of ourselves. Like, look at those cash converters and pawn shops and all that. And they hold people's items, then they add interest to it. That's a parasite. It's a parasite that steals your objects so you can feed your other parasite. Pay off that parasite. It's wrong. Alright, come on. What's it gonna be? I want to see the end. Here we go. Eternal Deer Fest. My final divine work of art. The magnum opus. Alright, first granted to the people of Bright Falls, and over time it would spread. I can't wait to fight this for the last time. Looks like we're going to have to kill Alex Casey, but he's kind of done that at the start, so it doesn't make too much of a difference. I like this writer's room, these two windows. This goes back to the original, you know, in Cauldron Lake, in that cabin. Now we see it's a room inside the old folks' home, and it's like two fucking eyes, and you've got the weird little owl. They kept that. I like that they did that. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Are you ready? Oh, we got like one last. Let's have a look. Is this going to help us? Might have to look at it from the far side. Hold on. These echoes, as they're called. They're cool. It's like an eclipse.
The ending has to fit the genre if it's going to work. In a horror story, there's only victims and monsters. If there is Arrow, they will ultimately pay a heavy price.
The story writing for these games, they're fucking awesome. It's masterclass, but it also seems effortless. Does that make any sense?
Not just them. We need to try to save everyone.
Yeah, Alice, Logan. So Saga's eternally important.
The ending will have to be dark no matter what.
Someone has to die.
The more people we save, the greater the cost.
Exactly.
And the hero must pay the price.
She's the hero of the story.
The scales always need to balance.
Pay the price. We get to say who lives and who dies. The dark horror ending to save them all. The hero must pay the price. I think it's making it sound like he's gonna sacrifice himself. He already did it for 13 years. What more can he do?
I've never seen myself in a vision before.
Saga's his hero.
Saga and I were both at the center of this story.
She's important.
She was now my co-author.
I like that, co-author.
This was the beginning of the end.
She's a real person, but sadly got sucked into Return.
We still didn't have everything we needed. This would not work without the clicker.
You have to get it back from him. Oh, back into the water we go. Cool. Nice. This is flip-flopping all over the place. I like it. I know it's hard to keep up. You got this. No one left to love. There's only one way this has to end, and Alan Wake to die, I think. But who knows? That's what I'm kind of surmising. Yeah, this is the part. It's like a spiral or drain, but it also reminds me of the Twister from being in the eye of a Twister, you know? That's why you used to avoid drugs. Exactly, yeah. Easier said than done. Like I said, some of them are given to you. You don't know any better.
No!
Ooh, and she woke up in her mind palace this time. That's not good. This is her power. Maybe she can get inside the mind of Mr. Scratch. As much as it scares the shit out of her.
Office?
Nope.
No.
You're in your mind palace.
It's the mind place.
I always call it mind palace. That's what
my work. It's all gone.
Yep. Did you watch
what the hell is happening?
that new Doctor Who Dynamite? What did you think of it? Doctor Who. I was watching a video, I swear to God I didn't mean to, but it was a newer one, and he basically was like, why Sherlock was shit, the Benedict Cumberbatch one. I'm like, thank you, validation. Because I think there's way better Sherlock Holmes out there. And it's not just because I hate Benedict Cumberbatch, which I do. I just generally think that he can't hold the camera, he can't hold the scene. He's got one of those weird little faces, and that's why people are drawn to it. I've seen that with other actors where they're a little bit odd looking, so you're kind of drawn to watching the fucking screen.
I can't sense anyone.
And recently, a lot of these actors are like speaking out against MCU. You got, even though they've been made very, very rich, I hate that. The only person that seems to hold true to it is Robert Downey Jr. because that dude's learned a lot of life lessons through his teen years and just through everything. But Chris Evans decided to have his little go at it. He's like, well, they're the movies you just, walk in on set. Like, this is Captain America, like one of the fucking, pinnacles, the pillars of the MCU. And I've always known Chris Evans as a douchebag. He's always been. He has, Whether it's Scott Pilgrim or Human Torch, it doesn't matter. His greatest role was Not Another Teen Movie. That was the height of his acting. And he was a douchebag in that as well. And you can't change a douchebag. They'll become very cool, rich people. But they'll always be a douchebag, The only person I've ever seen rise above that was Matthew McConaughey. Like, he was the douchey little love interest in every fucking movie. Like, to the point of, like, you don't know whether to fucking give him a hug and go like, my dude, my man, or kick the shit out of him. And that's kind of, he told that balance the whole way. Even in the legendary Dazed and Confused, you wanted to be him, but you actually wanted to kick the shit out of him as well. Because he's the ultimate douchebag. He had every girl, he had fucking everything you wanted, like the jock. But then did nothing with it, just completely wasted opportunity. As a character in that, no, not the actor. The actor rose above that and decided that he has some moral fiber, that he is an actual human being, not just a douchebag. But Chris Evans has never done that. He's done the odd movie here and there, but I've never found anything there. There's no substance. Like, he played Captain America very well, like insanely well. But honestly, if you go back and think about it, he's a couple of memes thrown together and a couple of scenes. Very little dialogue, Whether it's the bit, when he grabs Mjolnir, or he has that famous, like, little PSA for the children where he sits backwards on a chair. That's about it. He didn't really add much to anything, Winter Soldier is Winter Soldier. Like, fuck. So yeah, I hate to see that. I hate actors so far up their ass that they can smell their dinner, that they do this thing where they'll do an interview 5 years, 10 years down the line and just shit all over their past work as if they've never learnt that cinema is for life, Movies come and go and mostly are forgotten. But those that live on, the classics, are forever. They're forever. There's a reason why it's like the golden era, And I do think that era of the MCU will live on forever. I think it's a great starting point. I think it's a wonderful combination, and it'll never be better. It's peak comic book right there. Like, The Dark Knight on the DC side is peak. But the new Batman movie is very good. And I've noticed, as long as they stay away from cinematic universe stuff, DC lives on, Joker standing on its own, the new Batman standing on its own. Just get the fuck away. Now, obviously James Gunn is coming back in a big way with the DC. We'll see how that goes. I already smell trouble, but anyway, we'll see.
Nothing's working. I can't think straight.
I get, the connected universe isn't the problem, it's just part of the problem. Marvel showed that. If you were to take any of those shows and movies as standalone products, I'd say they'd be very good, but none of them can stand on their own. Most of Marvel TV shows are better than the movies where they stand. Now, obviously, She-Hulk is horrendous, but, you might not like WandaVision, but that was pretty damn impressive compared to Multitude of Madness. And then, obviously, Loki shits all over all of the Thor movies, even the ones with Loki in it, And the list goes on and on and on. You can just compare and contrast. Obviously, a TV show might have a bit more runtime, so it has more chance to prove itself.
I can't leave. Why can't I leave?
It's okay. You're stuck in your mind. It's okay. It's all right. You got yourself in here. It's because Scratch is trying to take over your body. This is you stuck inside of your own mind. We're gonna get you out of here, okay?
The dark presence took over Casey.
Took over
Stole
you.
the clicker from me. The last thing I remember is him throwing me
Yeah,
into Kojin
definitely best to
I'm
try
in
and
a dark
avoid
place.
drugs as much as possible.
I'm
You're dead
lost.
right. I mean, that's a pretty obvious
I don't
statement,
know how
right?
to get out. I don't know what to do.
That wasn't me.
You've got the side of people that go too far straight edge and almost make drugs seem cool because they don't want to be
What?
boring.
Failed who?
But if you need drugs to obtain a personality,
What's happening to the case board?
you've got bigger issues, my friend. Bigger issues. Most of us have a personality. It's just deep down inside, right? So what you do is you absorb life as it is. You absorb culture. You absorb music and movies and everything you can get your hands on. Have conversations with people. And then you build your personality off of those experiences. But what happens to the people that fucking live and die in a small town with small town mentality, and they eventually end up in drugs in prison and 14 children from 15 dads, you know? That's what happens. You gotta get out there and live your life. Doesn't necessarily mean traveling the world or whatever. You can have one of the greatest conversations of your life with the local old man in town, you know, that kind of way. Then you can also meet some crazy people too. I think the good experience and the bad experiences also make who we are. But it's a tough one, right? Knives Out, right? Excited for Joker 2. I don't know. Like, I think Lady Gaga is pretty cool. Like, I don't really listen that much to her music, but you can't, not say she's a hell of a performer. What was that one she did? The Star is Born was so very average. Like, that movie's been remade about 5 times. And, she definitely held that up on her back for sure. But yeah, it's so painfully average. The writing for a movie that's already been around, it's like, Jesus Christ. And then what else has she done? She's done a lot of cool stuff. Like, she's not a bad person at all. I actually found that she's one of those people that have risen through prejudices and people prejudging her, that kind of stuff, Others Saga, I don't want to see this. It kind of looks like a fucking skull or something, right? No. You don't want to talk to this person.
The board says I failed them.
So yeah, the musical side of stuff, not really digging that.
I let everyone down. Logan, Casey, myself. This is my fault.
This is just
My daughter is dead.
scratch getting into your head.
My partner was taken over by a monster. I'm trapped in a dark place.
What do you guys think of Dune? Have you watched the new Dune?
What is happening here? This isn't me.
Aquaman and The Flash, I'm sorry to say, but they should have been just scrapped, It was great to see Michael Keaton back, and, even Ezra Miller not being a piece of shit wouldn't have really saved it. It was just the tail end of a really fucked up time in the DC world, Just the last remnant, the little dangleberry hanging on to the asshole of a dog, just a little fur burger. Yeah, it started with Justice League and Batman vs Superman. It's just, I'm not against the Snyderverse or whatever, but it's wholly a monster that has gotten out of control, and it needs to be nipped in the bud long ago. It should have ended after Justice League. Just be done with it,
Casey.
But here we are. More there's not a single DC movie now that doesn't have an actor or a performance that is pointless and it destroys the entire movie. Ezra Miller and his outside shenanigans, Amber Turd and her dangleberries, and Ben Affleck and Sad Affleck just bringing the entire movie down. It's just, why can nobody see and steer the, recast, steer the ship back? You've got, it's another situation where DC has always had better TV than movies after The Dark Knight. It's like, what the fuck? Why couldn't it just bunk? You know what I mean? Like, Tom Welling should have had his moment. I think Henry Cavill's one of the best Superman we've had since Christopher Reeve, but that's not that hard when you've got fucking crappy movies. Yeah, but Tom Welling should have had his moment. The guy who played Flash, what was his name? Grant? No, I think that's just the Flash's name. That actor should have had his moment. Green Arrow, absolutely, all of them would have been so cool. Like, never been done before. To give a $100, $200 million budget movie from these TV shows. That's something that used to be done back in the day. We just called them TV movies, but if you gave them the proper treatment, it would have been cool. Grant Gustin. Okay, hell yeah. See what I'm saying? I think that would have been cool. You actually can see this is what's going on with the MCU now. They learn each other's mistakes so quick, the two of them. They don't learn from them. They just learn and then do the same mistake over and over again. So now MCU is building up their TV shows and going to make a movie out of it. I think one of the biggest ones will be the Young Avengers. And you know what? I can already read the review for that, and it's going to be Young Offenders. That's what's going to be called. It's like that Misfits TV show. Yeah.
I was too thrilled by the cases.
British
The
TV
mysteries.
does a great job of it.
I liked how dangerous the work
Make
was.
movies out of TV shows.
And now that
And they're
danger
brilliant.
has
And they
destroyed
sell
my
like fucking
family.
hotcakes. Because you build up a fandom.
It killed my daughter. No.
No, we're rewriting that. We are rewriting that. It's okay. It's just trying to mess with you. It's probably the dark presence inside of her now. As long as they don't pull a dark presence, be like, oh, it's just those negative feelings inside you all along. I don't want that. Don't hush away a giant, paranormal, creepy monster into thoughts and feelings. That's really piss poor. I hate when things do that. Careful now.
Terrible mother.
Oh, Jesus.
I let my daughter die.
Damn, yeah, they're really fucking with you now.
Scratch took Casey, and it's my fucking fault.
It's almost like we have to choose a life to save. The guy from Glee, oh, he's a lot more likable than Ezra in here, but that's not hard. Right. Which guy from Glee? One was a pedo, the other was a druggie who overdosed. No one seemed to know. Good job there. Who else? I can't think of anyone else. The guy in a wheelchair is not in a wheelchair, but no one brings that up ever. Yeah. Oh. Is he in the Glee? I didn't know that. In Glee, not in the Glee. Oh yeah, but yeah, have you guys watched Dune at all? I've not, but I think I should. Yeah, give it a watch, right? Dune is one of those fine examples of modern cinema that fucking drives me nuts. It's basically something that's not appreciated in its time. Tron was another one. Was he in Glee? I didn't know that, dude. Who did he play in Glee? Did he replace the guy who died? I don't know. I can't believe Glee went on for as long as it did. Yeah, I never saw him in Glee. I think I watched like the first season or two of Glee, and I'm like, oh, okay, you're just destroying fucking classics music now at this point. Jeez, especially that Leah Michelle one. Holy God, I want to put her and Brie Larson into a mud wrestling competition, and then have the floor cave in underneath them, and they're dead. That would just be great. Let's just do ourselves all a favor. Probably a douchebag. Yeah, also the actress who plays Supergirl was in Glee. Really? It's just, you can tell what they're going for. So they went from Glee to superhero. Oof. Oof. Alright. And then we got yourself as well.
I'm a failure. This is what I deserve.
Look for a way to leave. It looks, I feel like we have to pick one of these, do we? Alright. Can we look? You know, they've gotten rid of everything. Mr. Scratch.
Something's very fucking wrong here.
There you go. See, that's why you're a detective. Wow. Incredible. You're having a mental breakdown, love.
The story.
My life, my family is just part of a book.
Yeah, Tron.
Another white
The original Tron still
deciding
stands
what I
up.
get to do,
With some really cool
how I get
effects.
to do it.
But
He took my
it's
daughter
never
from me.
appreciated. And now
I'll never be free of this
Disney's
story.
kind of run it into the ground. It's what they do best. Disney is where franchises go to die at this point. Yeah, they're trying to bring it back, and they're continually trying to put Jared Leto. I'm not a big fan of Jared Leto. I think he's had some good roles, but he reminds me, he's like the opposite of someone like Heath Ledger or Johnny Depp or something, where he's good at method acting just like those guys are, but he's all ego. It's all ego. And it's not just because Joker. It's every role he's ever done, you know. From Fight Club to Blade Runner 2049, all that shit. He's just pure ego. And you can tell by, like, 30 Seconds to Mars. And the man climbed the Empire State Building just to announce an album. Like, the dude is ego. He's a product of social media and rock stardom and all that shit. He's just horrible, just idiot, you know. And I wouldn't be surprised if all this horrible shit came out about him later, you know. These guys, you know, every dog has his day, and he's a fucking, like, mange-ridden mutt that's living in a scrapyard waiting for that day to come. So I've never been a big fan of that guy, even when he was 30 Seconds of Mars and all that. that kind of stuff, just like modern social media. Boy bands and rock groups of the 2000s bred awful egocentric bastards. I mean, all rock groups have always done that. There's always going to be one ego bastard, but most of them are, you know, fairly kind of put together because they didn't have that much technology to fuck with them, but not modern ones. So yeah, I don't really like that. Like Joker beside, I had issue with that guy long before that. He's just another douche. Yeah, I just don't know why they want to bring him back and bring him anywhere near Tron. I just don't. He's one of those guys that his reputation precedes him. You know, he's almost jumped on for name alone, but he has presence. I'll give him that. He's screen presence, which is kind of hard to find sometimes. But he has absolutely no acting prowess. He's just read the script,
any of it even real?
stand around, and then that's kind of it.
Casey was hurt. I should have been watching his back.
He's given this very omnipotent role in Blade Runner.
Logan and David love that show.
And he's about 5 minutes of screen time total.
Ritual.
Maybe. That's being generous. His understudy, she has more screen time.
I never should have trusted
I hated that. He was just the blind creator, you know, birthing synths and humans, and it just, yeah. I never want to punch someone so much in my life.
Casey was being corrupted and I did nothing.
And then his Joker, for all its controversy, had very little lines, and I know a lot of it was cut, but
Scratch was Wake.
God damn it.
How could I miss that?
Let's not talk about Heath Ledger or Jack Nicholson in the same wheelhouse as that Joker, because that's a horrible, horrible cosplay wannabe. Just shit. Stands for nothing. The only thing of any worth that he did was drive a pink Lamborghini. For fuck's sake, PlayStation! You fucking fix your dumbass shit.
No way out.
Ugh, please, do me all a favor and just do not buy the PS5 or the Xbox Series X. Don't fucking buy any of these consoles, man. They're walking fucking in progress. I've never bought such a console in progress in my life. I'm still waiting for folders and themes. How the fuck do you get something so right in the PS4 and then nothing? Ah. Yeah, so Tron, I don't know. Like, I enjoyed that later Tron. It was definitely more aimed at kids, but that punk just brought the entire movie up to a whole different stratosphere. With Dune, it's the same thing. Dune is a very strange little series. You know, it's a science fiction series from the 60s, and just like Lord of the Rings, but that was like earlier. It's one of those things that were taken over by sons and grandsons and kind of ran them into the ground for the most part, you know. But it's a great series. Like, at the time, a lot of weird sci-fi was like that, you know. You'd find your fucking Buck Rogers and your Logan's Run, all these crazy stuff, you know. But Dune was pretty impressive. I can't believe we don't have a proper game of it. But, yeah, it had a lot of little series over the years, just like Lord of the Rings, that never really brought in, same with Narnia as well, never brought in as much interest to it. It was like, oh, cool, and you'd have the die-hard sci-fi guys. That was about it. But it wasn't until David Lynch, the man himself, he's definitely one of the greats. Very strange director, makes a lot of unique movies, but, you know, he's got to the point where people will mention scenes, even in this game, that are very Lynchian. So he's got his own little idiom, or whatever you want to call it, little saying. So yeah, he made his version back in 1984, and it was panned. It was like completely and utterly just like, get the fuck out of here, what is this mess? And it wasn't appreciated in its time, just like I was saying about Tron and that. These cool little sci-fi ideas. People had a lot more time. I suppose Star Wars kind of helped with that. They had a lot more time to just sit down and watch a movie, even with all its nonsensical words and ideas. Star Wars definitely helped with that, for sure. There's a lot of great effects in the 1984 Dune as well. But yeah, it's a funny one. So you've got there's 6 books, I believe. It's all from Frank Herbert, a very normal sounding name, right? Just like your little grandfather or something, Mr. Herbert. And after that, then, like I said, his son and grandsons and all that got involved, and they made prequels and sequels, and end up, I think now there's there must be fucking 10 or 12 books. But the main one is always just the first one, Dune. Or as people like to say, June. Which one do you say? Do you say it's got to do with a sand dune. I call it dune. That's just me. A June is a month in the middle of summer. You know, that's just me. But to each their own. But it's very cool. It's set like 10,000 years in the future. It's all about like universal stuff. Honestly, it's very thinly layered religion. That's really what it is. If you pull back the sandworms and the crazy blue eyes and the spaceships and everything, you'll actually see that it's probably a modern retelling with a lot of things connected to the Bible, and there's like, you can tell there's like a Moses kind of figure, a Messiah. Like one of the books are even called Dune Messiah. So yeah, you can tell. Like it only takes me like 20 minutes into the movie, which is usually around 2 hours and 40 minutes, before you realize that, yeah, that this is almost like a retelling of like Hebrew history and that. And there's nothing wrong with that at all. It's really cool. But you know me, how I feel about religion and religious politics as well. And more importantly, not that it flies over my head, I just dismiss it. And I'm not meant to dismiss people's values. Each have their own spiritual journey. Just for me, I dismiss that stuff because it's just wasteful. That's how I feel. It's wasteful of human potential when we bury ourselves in religion. I was watching one of those weird like it was like Pentecostal shows or something. The family just can't have a conversation. At first glance, you think they may be autistic or something. You're like, oh Jesus, is there something wrong here? You know, are they okay? They're like, nope, it's just extreme religion, and these people are ready to explode. You know if they're going to kill somebody or if they're going to go after their own family or something. And I'm like, how is that a way to bring your kids up? You clearly went through trauma from religion. Now you're going to bring up your entire fucking family that way? Okay, generational trauma, let's go. But yeah, Dune, the old Dune isn't terrible looking, but the old Tron is actually repulsive. Ooh, it is a feast for the eyes, right? It can probably give you like some brain rot, but still nice. The old Dune has some interesting, this is 1984, and I think the eyes are okay. Most of the technology is fantastic. I think David Lynch did a great job. People just were pissed because it was one movie for a giant book. Like, I think the original book is like 800 and 900 pages, which is a lot, And you think about The Hobbit being, 300-400 pages, and he made 3 movies out of it. So yeah, I say give them a watch. Obviously watch the new one first, I think. The David Lynch one might not go down as well. But I think it was very good. I enjoy David Lynch movies a lot. I think he's very out there. He's a different thinking mind, and we need people like that, Eraserhead is one of my favorites. Worst looking film ever made. I never saw Doom before. When I saw around the time everyone was talking about. Yeah, I didn't know it was, what was it, 2021 or whatever. Yeah, so they decided to split the first book into 2. What they'll probably do is they'll probably do a trilogy out of it, but maybe get like 6 movies out or something, That's about all you need to know. Then it gets vastly crazy. But no, it's a good, if you like just sci-fi for sci-fi's sake. But when you watch the 1984 one and then the new one, whatever that was, 2022, 2021, whatever, you can see how much he's left it grounded. The novels specialize in some truly horrific, nightmare fuel. There's one known as I think they're called the Space Guild, the Guild Navigators, which sounds pretty normal, right? Nope. They're a giant mutated blob. Kind of looks like a fetus, but it's like 400 pounds, baby fetus, and it talks out of its butt. It's really, they never put that in the new one. I wonder why. Who wants a fetus butt? But the reason for that is like it's all got to do with mutation and stuff. But yeah, like 5 minutes into the movie and you realize the one, like Neo, like, same with the Matrix, there was a sort of Messiah, Jesus-like figure. They love doing this kind of stuff in sci-fi and that. I think it's got to do with the frustration of man's limitations, even just as we are, we all have our different levels of strength, and you'll hit that wall, right? So naturally, just like with superheroes and comics and all that, we'll always have the power fantasy. It's interesting. But yeah, give them a watch. It's just something to get into. The new one, I think, is just so pushed on because of these big fucking actors as well. Let's be honest. You've got Timothy Chalamet, whatever his name is. I always call him Chalamet. And then there's Zendaya as well, which is interesting. But yeah, it's like 10,000 or some shit. And the newer movie, it does keep it grounded, but it tells you so little that, and I'd say that whole movie, even though it's like 2 hours 40 minutes, only takes place on maybe a third of the book, right? So they will get 2 movies out, but the second one's going to have to be... second movie's going to have to take in a lot for sure. Yeah, there's a whole idea of like, you get the vibe of a Messiah, Jesus-like figure, a kind of almost Moses freeing the slaves is too, you know. Yeah, there's a lot. Parts feel like genuinely ripped from the Bible, which is fine. And then a lot of their speech in that, even though it's all alien, you can tell it's based on, you know, Arabic and Hebrew and stuff like that, and definitely like, you know, Muslim against maybe Western society. Who else did it? Dave Bautista's in it as well. I'm trying to think of other people. I watched the 2 of them back to back because I'd never actually done that. I never watched them back to back, and that was a lot to do, but I was like, fuck it, let's go for it. And yeah, there was no subtitles in the fucking first one because that old. So they do this massive expedition jump where you have this face that pops up and she's like the princess and she's like, this is what's happening, motherfucker. And it's like 5 minutes of pure exposition, and this is like world building lore. So if you miss that, it's like, I don't know what the fuck's going on. Why is he a shield but it looks like a Lego brick? But yeah, no, the newer one does a better job but misses a lot too. I don't know how I feel about it. It's fine, does a good job. I think, what's that other actress, Florence, she's going to be in the second one as well. So yeah, I don't know where they'll go with it. There's a lot of controversy around it too, so I don't know how much they're going to keep in it. A lot of weird inbreeding and stuff goes in. Yeah, that's like way later in the books, so I don't know how much they'll do that. It's like Dune and Dune Messiah, and then there's like Children of Dune and Dune, Heretics of Dune, and all this, the Legacy of Dune and the Science of Dune, all that shit. It always has the word Dune in it. Dune. Alright, this could all be a hallucination. You've lost your mind. Let's put that one there. I'm trying to figure this out. Logan is dead. I don't think she is. Terrible mom. Maybe.
She's not dead. God damn it.
Alright. But yeah, definitely an interesting series and something that we're going to have around for the next 10 or 15 years, I'd say. If they just get a normal trilogy out of it, I'd be okay with that, but it's not. I don't think it's going to get to the point of like Hunger Games or Twilight or something, and there's no need to. But I'd still think we'd get another 2 or 3 movies out of it, including part 2, you know what I mean? So it's interesting. I like the technology. They switched up a lot of the technology, which makes sense. The newer one has like a Firefly or a Dragonfly type helicopter thing. That's kind of cool, I suppose. But a lot of them just feels like they're selling toys as well. And there's no kids going to watch Dune, or at least even understand what's going on. But yeah, and the sandworm stuff, it gets really weird later on. Like, not spoilers or anything, but about 4 or 5 books later, they're basically mating with the sandworms to become like hybrids. It's always fucking hybrids, isn't it? It's kind of weird. Like they want to create this god emperor thing, and it kind of looks like the old Sphinx, you know, from Egypt, but it's a sandworm person. I don't know. It's weird. It's all like immortality and that. But yeah, if you like your space sci-fi, they don't go too hard on that, which is interesting enough. They never explain, because there's a very unique way that they travel throughout the universe. But they never explain it very well. That's because the novel didn't explain it very well on purpose. I think Frank Herbert had passed away in the middle of a book where he was kind of explaining things, so it's unfortunate. It's the way it goes. So it's left to interpretation. It's not faster than light travel. It's not some magical warp drive. It's got to do with that spice that they get on Dune, or the planet of Araxis. I was like, you gotta explain something. At one point they tried to do it. It's kind of weird. It's kind of like it's like a mental jump, but they're able to jump entire spaceships. I don't know. Then they made it sound like they have to create a road in space so they don't crash into meteors or asteroids or planets or whatever. But yeah, your guess is as good as mine on that one. Jesus. Interesting though. I know we're in the middle of this and I'm talking about that, but I know I like sci-fi. Like even talking about Avatar.
What?
How come you got 2 of the same? Look, they're just fucking her. Look, Logan is dead. Logan is dead. That might not be true. She's going mad. She is going mad. We're gonna get you out of here. Jesus. Just goes on forever, doesn't it? Do we have to do this? Oh look, now it's starting to slowly fade away.
No! I'm done with this. It just keeps coming back.
The water filled her lungs. She realized you weren't coming. Oh, that's so messed up. Mr. Scratch is doing that to you. Jesus Christ. Poor Casey. Some of this stuff is kind of pointless. Because you kind of know where it's going already. I don't need to have it forced. I suppose people will use it like almost like a previously on. Damn, that's kind of messed up.
It feels like I'm trapped in a nightmare. Stuck in
Everyone's talking about it. Yeah, so no one talked about the old one. It just was not received well.
My insecurities.
It was also in between masterpieces of David Lynch's. You know, I think it was before he did like Blue Velvet, a lot of his bigger ones. It was probably before. No, it was probably after Eraserhead, but that one was. People didn't really get that one either. It was like black and white and everything. He's in Fight Club. Yeah, no, I did say. I said Leto was in Fight Club, and I hate him in that too. At least he gets the shit kicked out of him anyway. Yeah. What actual fuck is the Baron supposed to be? Right, right. There's a lot of things, even in... I'm trying to think of the new one to try and explain what's going on. They're just a weird group of people. The Harkonnens, I think that's what they're called. He's able to, like, fly around. And the actor they got to play him in the newer one, he's such a great actor. He did a good job. But they didn't really explain too much. In the original, they're all, like, covered in boils and stuff. It's really nasty. They have this kind of, they call it abomination. It's a disease that they all contract on that planet, and that's why he's able to like fly around and stuff. It's kind of weird. He's in that weird bodysuit, and yeah, there's that many bad guys and enemies. You're like, who is the fuck? Because you've got each of these houses, which, you know, it sounds like fucking Game of Thrones, but the houses are actually their home planets. They represent the house. And then you've got the Emperor, who's above all that, but then there's other people above it as well. But yeah, the Baron is able to fly around. He's a big dude. He eats people as well. He's really fucked up. Yeah, he's just a nasty... It seems like everyone on that House Harkonnen, or whatever it's called, the whole planet seems to be just smog and pollution. So they just live like sewer rats almost. They're really messed up, so they experiment with all that stuff, so it makes their bodies all fucked up. The abomination seems to be a plague that came to the planet, and they are just trying to survive around it. Instead of doing my job. That's crazy. It's so funny. That is so funny. No, not there? Okay. Lost your mind, maybe? No. No. Terrible detective. Alright, here we go.
That's not... No.
This is literally Scratch trying to get into your head, putting doubts. Pages were an excuse for always being one step behind, right? Idiot, idiot. That's fucking funny. Alright, let's see what else we can find around here. She doesn't realize she's probably just passed out on the riverbed right now. Oh, look now, parts of Logan is there. Oh.
I spent too much time away from Logan.
Got the parent guilt. Oh shit.
Logan.
I don't think...
The horror story used her.
Yeah, I don't think she's actually dead.
I've had it with you cultist maniacs.
I never should have left Casey at the hotel by himself.
No, that is true. We did fuck off and do some other stuff.
The cult was just the beginning of the spiral.
I mean, you, in general, completely forgot he's in Fight Club because he's an unimportant character. Yeah, yeah. Fuck. Sounds awesome, to be honest. The Dune stuff? Yeah, like, if you saw the first one, I don't know when it came out, a couple of years ago anyway. Give it a watch. Like, I'm not the biggest fan of Timothée Chalamet or anything. He's another one of those like Jenna Ortega that literally came out of nowhere. Probably has, 10 or so movies under his belt, but only 2 or 3 you've heard of, kind of thing. There's nothing wrong with that, you have to strike it rich eventually. But
it was so obvious the
he does a good enough job.
Behind the cult.
David Lynch's version, he picked that guy. You might know him from like Desperate Housewives or Twin Peaks. Kyle Davison, maybe Kyle Anderson, something like that. And the idea of Paul's characters, that's the main character is called. He's supposed to be a teenager, so people were like pissed about that. No, Carl Davison. What's that guy's name? The other thing as well that really annoys the shit out of me is everybody has these incredible names, right? This wonderful, exotic, sci-fi names. Multiple, just, some of them are just straight up, yeah, oh no, Carl McLaughlin. But then the main character, the messiah of everything, is just called Paul. Hi, I'm Paul. Like, even his father's called Leto, which is a fucking cool name, right? Because a lot of it has different influences from across our own time. But motherfucker's just called Paul. Now, he gets different names later on because they all think he's the Messiah and all that. It's cool. And then over the course of the books, like, I shit you not, it will jump 1,300 years in the future and then 3,000 years in the future. So I don't see them making most of those books into movies. It's too ridiculous. Because they span the course of an entire reign of one emperor. Because of the spice, as they call it, this mythical... you know, they use it like a drug, but it extends life. Once he controlled that, he was able to live for like 3,000 years, which is ridiculous. But yeah, and that's what makes their eyes blue, and it's all the thing that's on that planet. It's inside the sand. They did a good job showing it off in the newer one. It's something that the David Lynch did not show off enough. They show the blue eyes, but you don't see the spice. You just assume it's in the sand. But in the newer one, it looks like little kind of glittery gold. It looks cool. They did a way better job of that. And then there's this weird sisterhood of witches, and they speak to each other with creepy voices and through their minds and stuff. And yeah, they're goofy. They're kind of goofy. There's a lot of unexplained stuff. A lot of the visions that he has in the first movie as well, the part 1, it's clearly going to be in part 2, you know, so it's kind of confusing. They must have filmed it back to back, I don't know. But then with the strike and everything's been pushed back and filming's been pushed back. But they must have filmed it back to back. That's the only thing I can think of.
What's happening to me?
Some of the sci-fi is just radically confusing. There's no other way of putting it. Like, there's a time element going on, time travel. There's parallel universes. It's got all the chestnuts that I always say stay the fuck away from. But you'll have noticed, just like Tolkien and a lot of the other classics, they were written at a different time and probably under the influence of some drug or another. Like, honestly, if Dune was written completely sober, I'd be fucking gobsmacked because it's so batshit insane. But a lot of that stuff, it holds up well because it was just better writers. It's just better writers. It was better writers. Nowadays, you've got fucking Stephanie Meyer Twilight nonsense. Absolute. And you've got furniture whore loving fucking 50 Shades of Grey, man. This one describes furniture as if she lives in an IKEA. I'm like, what has this got to do with the bitch down in the basement, you know? Come on now. Come on. But yeah, most of the casting in the newer one it's very good. Like, I don't think Timothée Chalamet can quite be Mr. Messiah leading an army, but he'll give it his best shot. It's always tough. It's like Tom Holland being Spider-Man. You're pit against the odds when you know, you don't want to be built like Jason Momoa or anything. I think he's in the movie as well. But it does help if you've got a commanding presence instead of being... But he's meant to be a little teenager. It's tough. It's just actually a good sign where you can see, like, what dudes look like in the 80s versus dudes now. Everybody's closer to a femboy than a man kind of thing. But it is what it is. Just the sign of the times. It's the sign of the times. But anyway, that actor Kyle, he was meant to play a teenager, but he was like a grown-ass man, so that's kind of cheating too. So, but I think they picked people like Zendaya and is that how you say her name? Zendaya. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing it. And Timothée Chalamet, because they're young as fuck. They're young bucks. So if he's gonna make 3, 4, 5 movies total, you know, another 3 movies after this one, yeah, you're gonna need. You know, just like with James Bond, you're going to need someone that's got 10 to 15 years left in them and still pull off. I don't know why we've been doing this. Like, she's just feeding into the darkness. Just wake up, love. Come on now. This is all just self-doubt from the dark presence.
Come on.
Sorry, but how's it going? Hello, DPG. How you doing?
But it's all
Is he not the son of the start of Interstellar?
Focus on the case.
Is he?
But I can't escape them anymore.
Jesus,
I'm
is he,
drowning.
dude?
I need a way out before I'm dragged under.
Dude, I'm telling you, you might be right. I just don't know him with the short hair. No, I don't think it's him. Is that Timothy Chalamet? Chalamet. Uh-huh. You've lost your mind. That's what I'm worried about.
No.
Are they gonna do that? Yeah, maybe. Oh my god, scared the shit out of me! That scared the shit. Okay, they're fucking with us now. Holy hell. I think I pooed a little bit there.
Scratch was too much for us.
Mm-hmm.
I should have made KC stay behind.
We gotta find some
No.
weaknesses.
I'm not reading.
It is, I swear. Dude, he's a dead ringer. The nose, the eyes, the eyebrows. You're right on. You're right on. Back at work. I got your nutty when I was at work. It's all good. Over break. Cyber beat Assassin's Creed Origins. Put in 30 hours. Dude, that's really good. Only 30 hours? Wow. That makes Valhalla seem like madness.
Nope, nope, nope.
Yeah, I enjoyed Origins a lot. It was the start of that trilogy. But it was, you know, I know Black Flag was the start of them moving away from it ever being Assassin's Creed, but Origins kind of hit the nail on the head. Try to bring it back to the hidden ones and all that, but yeah. It's all good. We're in such a mess of Assassin's Creed, but I'll still play them. Assassin's Creed Mirage helped a little bit, but yeah. Yeah, give Doom a chance. It's something batshit. Batshit insane. The sandworm stuff, they make such a big deal. I do like where he's going. It's a bit more grounded. I'll give part 2 a look and just see how things go, but it's going to be a tough sell for Timothy, but I believe he can do it. He says that it's based on the book, but like I said, I went and said fucking watched both David Lynch's versions, because I'm a big fan of David Lynch, and I had watched it before with younger eyes, and I'm telling you, you should rewatch your favorite movies every 10 years and see them with new eyes, because you will see things you didn't even think you'd seen. So I watched those back to back, and there is literally scene for scene parts in the newer one, which is fine, you know, literally the same dialogue as well, especially with him and his mum, Jessica. But you know, there's very, very interesting premises. It gets really muddy in the later books, like I said, you're talking about interbreeding and stuff. But the thing I love the most is the sci-fi space travel and the mental powers with the spice. So they take this spice, as it's called, that's only found on this one planet, lol, and it's able to make some of them fly. Other ones can control people by using that creepy voice. Others can have superhuman speed and strength. And then obviously Paul's big one is, as they call it, prescience, which he has the ability to see multiple futures and all that kind of stuff. He also has other things as well, so it's kind of cool. But it has, yeah, there's you can literally pick the whole Dune Messiah and Jesus doing miracles and stuff like that. Yeah, so there's heavy influence from the Bible, and yeah, I think Paul freeing, they're actually called Fremen as well, which sounds like Freeman, which makes me think of Gordon Freeman from Half-Life, which also was another kind of a deity figure. In Half-Life, he was trying to free these aliens from another dimension, so not entirely different either. Might even be a connection there, because Half-Life came later. But yeah, he's trying to free these Fremen, these people that live on Dune. I don't think they ever mention the word Dune as well. It's a nickname for the planet, what makes us think of sand dunes. But yeah, that was one of those things I was like, where does that even come from? There you go. Makes sense. The sandworm stuff is cool. In the original one, in the 84 one, they used like little stop motion puppets, you know, the same way Star Wars did with the Sarlacc and a few other things. So that was cool. And in the newer one, I think they're far more majestic. It looks like a world eater, you know. I think they did a good job. They explained a lot of cool things, because there's these famous knives in it, the Chris knives, and they're made from the teeth of the sandworm. But in the old one, they don't have teeth. It's like a 3-pronged mouth, like a real worm, you know. Whereas the new one, all the teeth look like tiny hairs. It's kind of cool. I like the sci-fi of the newer one better, but I like a lot of the imagery and ideas in the original one, because they left out so much things like there's another one as well. They have these guys called mentats. They're human calculators, human supercomputers, and they just kind of walk around as an advisor, but they have all the information in the universe stored in their brain. And in the original, they look like, as you can imagine, like an ungodly nightmare fuel. In the newer one, they're just a human. They're just human. I was like, oh, fuck, dude. So some of the stuff kind of is a weird choice. I think he really just wanted to stay grounded, so he refused to use a lot of the nightmare fuels. The only thing he really adapts into Strange is, like you said, the Baron. Even is more humanized. Like in the original, he's fucking dripping with pus everywhere. It's nasty. And then obviously the sandworms as well. But yeah, they're a long watch. Like if it's Dune Part 1 and 2, I was like fucking, it's like 5 hours of film right there or something. Jeez. Okay, let's try and get out of here. I'm talking about Dune like a mad person.
God damn it!
These are, it's all good. These are just fucking trying to get you, girl. Don't let them. Take advantage of Casey's injury. Yeah. We're probably gonna have to kill him. Looks like he's missing one. Must be something else around here. Yeah, I kind of got into The Expanse as well, and I was talking a lot about that. I don't want that to go away, but
there's no way out.
I think it is gone for the most part. It went from sci-fi, then Amazon picked it up, and then it's kind of done. That one's fun as well. I am a huge fan of sci-fi stuff, space in general. Like yeah, you were talking about Interstellar. I think Interstellar might possibly be one of the best space movies of all time. It's up there with 2001 Space Odyssey for sure, and Event Horizon. And you know, you could do your Apollos and your fucking everything else, but anything that's kind of based on like a biopic or someone's life, it stands alone. Those are biopics. They're space biopics, but still biopic.
No. There has to be a way out.
The beauty of Interstellar,
I need a way out.
I think it's Christopher Nolan's probably his best movie. And he won't come close again. Is
none of this is real.
The dude did his homework, you know.
I'm not even here.
Some say his theory on
place isn't real.
The black hole
a case about supernatural
as closest to reality as you can get. Not the Tesseract, but you know what I mean.
Break.
Just sheer abyss emptiness.
He
might be in line for the Bond movies. That would be interesting. I would worry that he'd be trapped for too long, but I wouldn't be surprised. I would really like to see him take on a monster or alien movie, but he should stay on the track he's on, you know what I mean? If he wants to stay in reality, that's cool. But I'd love to see that. I think every director has their, you know, I'd love to see him do something like The Thing on that level, where it's still grounded in reality, but you've got this incredibly fucked up thing happening. Not, you know, not go as far as something like Godzilla or The Blob or something. But who knows? Yeah, I wouldn't mind him doing a Bond movie. I think he'd do a great job with the action and everything, but he'd be lumped in to do 3 or more of them, you know, kind of like with Sam Mendes. But he did a great job. Rewatching movies, started Pokemon movies I grew up with. Oh, yeah, they're very good.
A way out.
Better than Valhalla. Yeah, Valhalla was too much. I'm also speedrunning the heck out of Hogwarts Legacy. Hey.
Everything is lost. There's no way out. No way to fix this. There's no way out. I'm stuck here forever. Just me and my past. My guilt. My mistakes.
Jesus.
I'm not getting anywhere.
Nope.
I'm stuck. But this is my mind place. My mind. Everything I need is here. It has to be.
See? You're in control, girlie. You just have to get it back.
Oh! The lights. No. No.
This is like them showing a representation of like a
the answers
nervous breakdown.
Are here somewhere. I just have to look.
Oh yeah, the Dark Eye movie. Yeah, that was Diamond and Pearl, right? What will be their next thing? They did remake them. I'd like to see them do X and Y, because that was their first 3D one. It was based on Paris, had these rollerblades and stuff. I'd be down for that. And Black and White. Black and White don't get enough love. They were based on America. And we got Black and White 2. It was the first time they did like a real kind of sequel. Careful, girlie. Careful. I think we need to find batteries first, do we? Nice. So yeah, good bit of sci-fi. Is there anything you guys have watched down through the years that was too weird to function, or some of your favorite stuff that people didn't appreciate? That's kind of what got me on that. It wasn't appreciated in its time. They are extremely long movies, though. That is something that I'm growing eerily tired of as I get older. Maybe I just want to appreciate my time more. I don't want to have it wasted. Like, splitting Dune into 2 movies was the right choice, I will admit, because the last hour of the David Lynch's Dune is 400 pages compressed into an hour, and it just goes by so fast that you're like, why is he accepted? How is he the leader? Blah, blah, blah. And it's too much. So they made a good choice. But by splitting them into 2 with the new Dune movies, very little actually happens in part 1. I will say that. Like, if you think about what happens when you go from something being so compressed and full of things to being split into 2, it's normal. But very little actually happens. You know, they build the mystery really well, but it's kind of wasteful. I could easily knock a half an hour of film. Most movies nowadays I can do that. I'm like, I can see, you can trim this shit, trim that. You can take 20 minutes off, like most movies, even hour-and-a-half movies. There's literally no point. You have to ask yourself, are they actually building character, world building, or is it just fucking fanfare and maybe a comedy skit or a random blooper or something that should have been saved as a blooper? So yeah, it's not that nothing happens. I'm just saying, like, in the grand scope of an entire book, they got very little done in that first movie. They basically get to the point of the big betrayal, you know, building the universe, very important, obviously. They both do a better job than Lynch did, and also a worse job, because he kind of cheated by having a woman, you know, spell it out to us in front of the screen, very much like the start of, you know, Donner's Superman back in the day, you know, where you'd have Marlon Brando, of all people, as Jor-El, telling us the entire fucking history of you know, Krypton and the known galaxies, you know, while he's flying through the universe. It's a way of cheating. It's an exposition dump. It's a lore dump. And games do that a lot. Whenever you hear me talk about a wall of text or a lore dump, and it's always better to show rather than tell. Because yeah, you'll probably get more information by telling. That's why they do it. But people don't tend to read and absorb. I know myself, when I'm streaming, I don't do that as much. In real life, if it's just me and a book, then yeah, I absorb stuff. But not when it's like this. You're messing with a different medium, so use that medium. Show rather than tell. But yeah, that's what they did there. So in the new Dune, it's show rather than tell. But they have the lucky side of splitting it into 2 books, or 2 movies, 1 book. Yeah. All right, what am I missing here? I don't have batteries, so I can't break these down. How do I have to find a battery? Is there a battery? I have to look for a way to leave. These things, you usually can break them, but you need a battery to shine on them. Let me see, girl. We gotta get out of here. I see. Oh, it's just your badge. Maybe I'm missing one. Yeah, lots of cool games. I'm excited for Avatar. I think it's gonna be splendid, even if I haven't seen Way of Water. But I'd love to see a proper Dune game. We've had about 4 or 5 really great ones over the course of the last 30 years, but they've all been real-time strategy games like Command and Conquer and all that, you know. And obviously it makes sense. We're talking about a political universal war here between many armies, so it makes sense. Even the new one, I think it's called Spice Wars, that's the same thing. But I would really love a third-person action-adventure game, because the combat in it is wonderful. Like, give me Souls-like combat. The way the shields work is, it's kind of confusing, but it will stop any fast-moving object. So it can stop bullets, it can stop people like throwing a sword at you or slashing you real fast. So the idea, it can stop fast things, but it can't stop slow things. So the idea of like a little assassin, or sometimes they'll send these hunter seekers. They're almost like little lethal injection flying robots. They're tiny little things, but they move really fucking slow like that. But you're not be able to detect them and hear them, and yeah. And then yeah, in the old movie, you know, technology 1984, it wasn't that great. You saw the most of it from, you were saying, Tron and that. So, you know, computer graphics had come a long way, but not that far. So the shield looked like Lego bricks, but in the newer Dune, it's a shimmer, like a bubble shimmer over them, and it looks really good actually. They explain it well enough. There's yeah, things get weird later on. There's interbreeding. You've got people kind of becoming absorbed with the sandworm people, hybrids. And then there's like clones, many clones, like an army of one dude being turned into a clone, but then he gets his memory. Yeah, that's fucking, shit's fucking weird. So if they just do like a trilogy or 4 movies or 5 movies or whatever, just leave it at that. It's probably for the best. But if they go any further than that, we're gonna have ourselves very confused people, because there's that many time jumps. I think if they can get as far as Dune, Messiah, and Children of Dune, leave it at that. That's fine, I think. You go any further, like Heretics of Dune or The Legacy of Dune, that just muddies the water completely. Wouldn't be worth it. But then we have other series that never get to, you know, they'll never get a sequel, so nothing's ever explained. The Expanse, Expanse has the similar issue. It jumps 30 years. So even if we did get another season, it wouldn't even make sense. So you either finish up at a movie or just leave it at that. I do love shows that get the chance of finishing up things with a movie, because it almost goes out in a bombastic way. It very rarely makes its money back, which is kind of sad, but... what do I do here? Looks like she's trying to do something here. Look for a way to leave. It's gotta be the TV, no? What am I missing here? It's not like I can't use the light to burn them away. So what is it? Come on. I feel like there should be a battery in it, because you can usually burn those little guys away, but I don't see it anywhere. There's nothing to click on. I wonder, is it a little bug or something? Or am I just too stupid? Not Mr. Deer. Let's just try. Can I reload the fucking autosave? Quick saves. 57 minutes ago. Nope. Damn. What am I missing here? I don't have any other buttons. Wait, what's this? Oh, now it works? Dude, I have never pressed that button over the course of the game. Bastards. Maybe you don't need a battery. Yeah, dude. What the fuck? But I've never pressed that button the whole game. It's always been R2. R2 does nothing. Sons of bitches. It's L2 all of a sudden. Bastard.
Hey. Just calling to say thanks for your note.
The 2 Pokemon movies, XY. Yeah.
Sometimes I just get in my head
Diamond and
too
Pearl.
much.
Avengers movie. Okay.
Thanks for pulling me out.
Pokemon Arceus and the Jewel of Life.
Really.
Oh, that's cool. No, I never got to see those. I stopped it.
Okay.
I'll be honest with you.
Talk soon.
I stopped watching the Pokemon movies after the 3rd one. The Secret of the Unknown with Entei. Never watched any. I think I watched a few of them with my nephew.
After Miranda left, it was, well, I was in a bad place. You dragging me to those dinners at your house with your family, it really, meant a lot. Thank you.
Yeah, back in the day of Firefly, that's like a great sci-fi one with Joss Whedon. That they finished that up. It only got 1 season, then they cancelled that. What's funny is this was all before he did Avengers, you know. If Joss Whedon made those shows now, he'd get like 5 or 6 seasons easy. Firefly would, oh man, it would have exploded today. So good. Nathan Fillion, Alan Tudyk, so many more. Great Wild West in space. Just fucking exceptional. Great writing. It's a comedy pretty much, but action comedy. You know he's made a lot of shows and movies. You know his style and his type of writing, like Buffy to Avengers. It's very similar. He uses action and comedy and then really dramatic sad moments and then pulls it back. And it's pretty 101 kind of stuff, but if it's done well, it's done well. Let's get the fuck out of here, huh?
Hey Mom, I made you a charm bracelet for good luck. I made a matching one for me.
Dude, it's cold as balls, huh? It's just dry on my lips and everything. I hate that. Shed some light. I mean, if you're stuck in your own mind, it's a fucking nightmare. Alright. Now we turn the bad into good. No? There you go.
Logan isn't anyone's plot device.
Hell yeah.
She's my daughter. And she's not dead. Dead! She's dead!
No, she's not.
I didn't save her.
Get out of our fucking mind, you bastard.
No! I can't let this place make me question myself. I know what I'm doing.
She has the power to fight against Scratch because of this clairvoyance, this mind palace. Not just a game device, they're using it in the story too. It's kind of cool. But obviously I gave Casey was in the hospital. See, you did check in on him.
Our job is dangerous. Casey himself told me that.
Exactly, he's responsible for his own well-being.
No one's fault.
Yep.
Fault. It is. No.
It's not too late. I can still save them.
No matter what I do, someone will get hurt. I don't know what to do. I'm afraid.
I think she's up for a nomination at best
The fears in my head are stopping me
character,
from
best performance, and she definitely deserves it.
from leaving.
I think Ben Starr will probably win it. Clive from Fan Fancy's become a bit of an internet. That's exactly what happened with Troy Baker. But anyway, I don't like that. No ego takes over. But seems like a good dude. Oh, a reassuring thing from your mom.
No,
this guy missed the piece there.
This is all real. I know it is. The FBI will kick me out. I'll have nothing.
This is just
No.
Scratch using all the self-doubt thoughts, you know. It's pretty normal.
It's okay to be afraid.
Just starting my first playthrough of Ghost of Tsushima. Yes, dude.
I can't.
Yes.
I
You playing in English or
Giving
Japanese?
up won't make this stop. Logan needs me.
I didn't know you didn't play it, man.
Needs me.
I was just fucking around on my birthday because it's a game that always comes back to me. It's so good, dude. And dare I say, for someone who hates stealth, I think the stealth is extremely reasonable in it. It's still highly connected to what Assassin's Creed put down, from the whistles, the grass, everything like that. But one thing you're gonna love is the horse travel mixed with pushing the touchpad. I think it's one of the best use of the touchpad in a game I've ever seen. Later on you'll get like a flute that you can play and lots of other stuff, without being spoilers of course. It's a pretty meaty game as well, dude. I'd say it's like the whole story, probably like 20 plus hours, because it's one of those things where it's like a true Japanese epic, you know, where you think it's over and it's more like Act 1, Act 2. It's wonderful, man. And I definitely suggest doing a good bunch of the side quests. You'll really thank me. They're really meaty and personal, you know. It's really good, really good. It does have, unfortunately, the collectathon stuff, like, because I said it is more reminiscent of Assassin's Creed. So you got those foxes you gotta collect, and this and this and this and this, and it's just kind of checking off lists, and that stuff is 100% optional, and it's up to you. It's up to you. Alright, we're missing something else.
Close.
Yeah, we are close.
The
We're
dark
gonna get
place
the
wants
fuck
me
out
to
of here.
hit myself.
It's gonna be a mix of
inside
Alan
my own
and Saga
head.
together. You don't want to get inside your own head, man. There's monsters in there.
I've made mistakes.
It's more enjoyable to not have to read.
I'll make more.
It's all good.
But I can do better.
It's really good in English.
Start by leaving this room.
Maybe you don't need about. Yeah, thank you,
I'm
dude.
afraid
You know me, I'm just
it will hurt.
20 different tangents, so I'm not even paying
But
attention at the
nothing
time.
will hurt more than not trying to save them.
It will hurt.
You playing it on the extra, the
But I will
director's
fight.
cut? And that one comes with the expansion, Ghost of Iki Island, which that in itself is another 10 hours. But yeah, Jin Sakai, wonderful, and he's just played beautifully. Just great, just a great feeling of empowerment and taking back your island, taking back your home. And what's really cool as well is something that Assassin's Creed didn't properly deal with, where we kind of did a little bit with Ezio. You know, when you're learning and you're training, there's things that you're going to want to go against, and that game, especially for a samurai, there's extreme dedication to honor. Do you know what I mean? This is, you do things right. But clearly the Mongols don't believe in that. They're savages. So he has a hard time the whole way through the game dealing with becoming the ghost of Tsushima. And that's where you're basically using kind of shady tactics between stealth, assassinations, poison, all that kind of stuff. Guerrilla warfare that usually samurais will not use because it's dishonorable, you know, to poison someone's food or something. But that's where a shinobi comes in, or the ronin, which are exiled samurai. They don't give a fuck. If they've been exiled from their group of people, then it basically becomes survival of the fittest. And it's probably the right way of doing things, you know, honestly. Especially the fact that he is one ghost versus an entire army spanning a whole island. It's really cool. The closest thing I've ever seen that in a movie, besides the samurai legend, you know, fucking, that's why you have all that little nod to the classics, like Seven Samurais and that. I'd say like The Patriot did a great job. I know it's probably not everyone's favorite, but I like that. He was literally called the Ghost in that as well. I enjoyed that a lot. A lot of that movie is ridiculous, like, because at the time it was muskets and things and that they reload their guns, and this would take minutes every time, and that movie quickly just falls by the wayside. But once you just let that go and just realize it's an action movie, it doesn't matter anymore. It's fine. That's why I like it. But yeah, they're at one point they're like reloading pistols and muskets in seconds, you know. It's just like, what the fuck? That's not how it works. It would misfire.
The dark place tried to trap me here.
Did.
The only way to leave is facing it head on.
That's why she's so important.
Wake called it a nightmare. I need to dive
This
into
is
that
her special
nightmare
power.
and find a way back home.
This mind place, as simple as it seems. That's the whole point. Close that case and leave. Let's go. The dark place tried to weaponize my anxieties against me. I won't let it turn me into a taken. I won't. I'm stronger than that. And Logan needs me. Let's go. Let's go. You got this. Alright, so we got our weapon upgrades back. We got everything. I don't think I have enough for anything else. But it's nice. I mean, I can't complain about reload if I'm not actually, you know, using this stuff. I love the music, that build. Let's go. No longer are you a prisoner in your own mind. Let's end this. Director's cut. Yeah, dude, it's really, really good. Plays butterly smooth on PS5 as well. You'll enjoy it. The combat's closer to a Souls like Sekiro than it is Assassin's Creed. You got the parry system, you got the block, the charge. Like most things, there's a couple of skills that are so important.
Saga, wake up.
Great game. One of this generation's best, I think. Now she's in the back. You see, we've swapped places. Alan's back in Bright Falls, or is he? Now she's in the fucking dark place. Let's go. Come home. Ooh, should we answer the phone? This is so cool.
The payphone was ringing.
We've swapped places.
Somehow I knew the call.
But this is the way it needs to be. For it to be undone, you need to untwist it. You need to transfer. Oh yes. He's taking on her demons. She's taking on his.
Hello?
It's me again. You need to go to the statue of Parliament.
It's me. Oh good, I was just thinking out loud. No worries. Oh no, it's Schmeggy. Hey, you pay some respect to that name, sir. There's the shoebox.
The ending? A shoebox?
Hey, mid, what up, dude? Good evening, Shiver. Thank you for re-upping your sub, man. 28 months. Good God. Good, 2.5 years. How you doing? How was your weekend? It's been a minute since I've seen you all. I hope you're all well. Last week was kind of goofy all over the place, huh? Just got family shit going on. Nothing you can't handle. We're right at the end of this. I've kind of been checking my time. We're talking about a few things. Humming, you know what that means. Ati must be nearby. Our little friend. Oh. No, it's Sean. Sean Ashmore.
Anderson. Is that really
Makes me want to play Quantum Break again.
Sorry, this place likes to play tricks.
Sheriff Breaker? What happened to you? How did you end up in the dark place?
I was brought here. Snatched away from the morgue by a man named Orland Dorr.
Mr. Dorr.
Been trying to piece it together.
I think it might be her father. That's what I was thinking from an early on. But I don't know.
Well, it feels like a long time now.
So we know very little about Saga's father. Oh, very little. To the point of never seen a picture of him.
Person? He's here. Somewhere.
He's in the fucking studio.
I've been seeing his face in my dreams for years. This whole thing is insane. But he is much more than he seems. He's connected to all of this.
I need to get to Parliament Tower Plaza. Do you have any
Look at
idea
that
where
smile.
it is?
This place, it's like trying to find your way around in a dream.
Yeah.
I've been trying to map it, but it keeps looping, shifting. Like there are many versions stacked on top of each other. There is a page. Describes Door finding his way through this place. I tried to follow the steps, but no luck.
Can I see that page, Tim?
Of course. In
Tim
fact,
Breaker.
the page I tried to give you
Time
back in the
Breaker.
morgue in Bright Falls.
Quantum Break.
Huh. Now that I think about it, maybe Door brought me here to keep you from reading it. Here.
Careful.
I'm gonna keep looking for Door. The closer I get, the closer I feel to waking up. I need to find the man behind the curtain.
Warland Door sounds
Roland
like
Door
walked
walked across the rain-slicked tiles of Caldera Street Plaza. He stopped at the door to the construction yard.
We're
A
never
poster for his
out
talk
of your
show
way.
hung there. He stepped through, willing it to take him to Parliament Tower Plaza.
I know what I need to do. The door to Parliament Tower Plaza was at the construction yard.
Where did that shoebox go? Because we have nothing on us. I think it was at a statue. It pointed at a shoebox, but you know me, man. I'll just fucking walk by it and not find it. Looks so good. Everyone's like switched off. She's not supposed to be down here. It wants to trap her. Does this say something here? Don't write. Return. Yeah. I wonder where that shoebox went. Boy, howdy do I need it. I saw it it placed itself like... Maybe it was near the light. He's back humming again. That song. The little rattling in the bulb, that's fucking brilliant. Hell yeah. How was your weekend? Good. I mostly chilled and slept way too much. That's all good. Oh, we're going the wrong way. Careful. Oh, Jesus. It's going to take us. Oh, that was creepy. It's like closing your eyes, but this is where it used to be. Where the hell is that shoebox? You watched The Monarch. Nice. How many episodes did it release? What do you think? What's the verdict? I don't know where that fucking shoebox is. What the hell? Nope, getting screwed again. I think once you go down there, just... Let's go find us. Oh wow, she's got all of these. Oh shit, she doesn't have a map down here. We're kind of supposed to remember a little bit from Alan's time down here. Now she can use flashbangs. Cool. I don't know where that shoebox went. Looked like it was there, you know, but obviously not. The map would show it, but we don't have the map to down here, do we? No, this is Bright Falls Wellness Center. Yeah, she wouldn't have it. We'll find it. Anyway, like, the less you have, the more they give you anyway. Cool with that. Might even be down here. God, not the subway. Not the subway.
I made it. I need to get up to the street and find that statue.
Got the batteries, thank you. Hell yeah, now we're talking. Oh, she doesn't have those guns on her. What the fuck? Maybe that's why I need the shoebox. Normally, they'd have it here. I don't think so. Shoebox by the statue.
You led me to
Jesus.
Enough already.
Nice. I have a battle on our hands. We need to come equipped. Everything we've got.
There's the shoebox.
What's this?
The clicker.
Bullet of light?
Some kind of bullet. Shining with light.
Cool.
How did the clicker get here from Washington?
And there's... Oh! There's Alice's pictures. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. A bullet of light. I like the sound of that. You know what that's going to be for? Honestly, probably for Alan's brains. Nope. Alright, which one of you fuckers are actually bad? Nope. Send that nasty shit after me. Oh. It's going to be much harder for her because of all the skills that Alan has. Damn, motherfucker, damn, motherfucker, damn. Alright, they're gonna keep coming. Great. Alright. We've got the tower. How do we get in? I just need more goodies. Look at the state. Nope, 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 nope. No, don't go down there. Only 3 for now. Okay, it would be a total of 10. Nice. I don't mind the weekly show. I thought it used to be the way things were, and I like that. I like where it's going. The focus on humans is a bit... yeah, it's fine for the series actually feels natural as opposed to the movies where monsters should be front and center. Nice. Ouch. I couldn't agree more. I don't know if they're gonna let me in unless I kill all these guys. Don't really have the bullets for it though. Maybe I need to... Oh, motherfucker. Maybe I need to use the bullet of light on something. Damn, that's impossible to traverse. Am I going the right way? It's a bullet of light. They're all just came back. Look. Fucking hell. I need my shotty. Maybe there's another way in here. No, like there's no icon to open that door. Doesn't seem blocked though. Let's say through there. I can never dodge these things. Fuck off. It's us from the future. Careful.
Yes.
Hello. You don't know.
That's great to hear. I'm glad.
Hold on.
You make perfect
How
sense.
did you know the clicker would be there?
A show should. It's gonna have more time, so it should build great characters.
He doesn't have the ending. He needs your help to finish the story.
How am I supposed to help him from here? Okay. I'm in the dark place. Wake is in Washington. I could talk to him in overlaps before.
Now you're talking.
My mind place is more powerful than I ever knew. I can try to contact him.
Hello? How did they not like beat the shit out of her while she's in here? Okay, Mr. Wake and Mr. Door as well. Warland Door.
This is the first time I've seen a page about Warland Door.
What if he was a director from FBC?
A door that stands between 2 rooms is in both.
Ooh.
A door that can lead anywhere is everywhere.
And she said the door was at the construction yard, yeah.
He governs the currents of reality.
With all the powers mixed up in this, it's hard to know who's playing who. Opening too many doors. This isn't important right now. I can look into it later. The page describes him moving through the door. How can I do that?
The dark place has many faces and many names. It is a mirror, reflecting all possible realities. The family of doors have the power to shift between.
They've taken this live action blending with gameplay from Control. They turned it up to 11. think it's really cool.
Maybe I can find a way to get back
I think
home.
most of us can agree that slipping live action into games can have extremely mixed results. Mostly on the side of, you know, bad. But by doing it here and constantly, it kind of reminds me of when you put a full CGI movie versus CGI parts in a live action movie. It's hard to get it to work.
We need to talk about the ending.
Saga, what is this?
Luckily, you've got great actors,
I've reached out to you like this
commitment, and
but I understand
a great friendship between the
too?
directors and the actors.
I used to think they were ideas, inspiration.
Have some actors come
real.
back after 13
like
plus
now.
years. Like, shit, you won't find that in Hollywood
I try to
sometimes.
use them to make the story come true.
So this is coming from both of us. Maybe that's how we could communicate in the overlaps. We could use this to stop Scratch.
First, I need the ending.
I always think it looks like she has deer ears. Have you any of you guys voted for Game of Year stuff, or do you bother on the
So there's a
website?
problem with the ending?
I don't have the ending. It has to be perfect, but
Right.
I don't have time to figure it out.
That's where we help.
I don't know what to do. Fuck.
He's got a writer's block. Who knew?
I'm so sorry. This whole thing is a fucking mess.
I agree. But we can still figure this out. And what exactly does perfect mean?
The elements of the ending need to come from the story's pre-existing parts. To make matters worse, this is a horror story.
Right. He knows it's such thing as a happy ending.
You don't need to tell me this is a horror story.
Right. The ending has to fit the genre if it's going to work. In a horror story, there are only victims and monsters.
There must be a way to bring a hero into the story.
That's you.
If there is a hero, they will ultimately pay a heavy price.
It's making it sound like it's got to do with Logan. Oh, that's the first time they've done that over there. Logan and Casey must survive, right? So there's gonna be a choice between her daughter and maybe Alan Wake himself dying.
I can't let the horror story take Logan and Casey. They were dragged into this. They need to survive. Non-negotiable.
Not just them. We need to try to save everyone. I have an idea how.
Remember we saw this earlier.
He's a real person who I twisted into a character. He isn't my creation, so he isn't a suitable host for the Dark Presence.
Right, Alex Casey.
I can write that into the ending to drive that fucking thing out of him.
Good point. But we need to put the Dark Presence somewhere else. Can't just let it run amok. It's almost like if someone dies with the Dark Presence in it, maybe they can let the Dark Presence die with them. Wink, wink, Alan.
So the ending has to be earned. Set up by the story.
This is like the actual writers of the game speaking to us, the player, you know? Like, we have to earn that ending, you know? This is really cool. This is really cool. It's fourth wall breaking, but it's also, you're deeply invested in it.
Well, if the ending
It's
has
fucking
to fit
genius.
the story,
If they can pull this off.
this is how I see it. Return is a story about a story that comes true. And I'm a character.
It sounds ridiculous to say.
Not just a character.
Story about a story. Here's the story.
Okay, a hero.
About a story. And the
any
story
case,
was also
I've
about
been
a
through hell
fucking
to be
story.
here. And this is my life.
It's Inception.
It feels earned to me that I rise above the story and be there to create the ending.
Yes.
Hell yeah, I like that.
That's what we're doing.
You are the
Here,
hero.
Now, we're figuring out the ending I need to write.
He's been trying to do it the whole game, and he keeps getting found out, and it gets a bullet to the brain, and the loop begins again. This is not your ending. Ooh.
This isn't Scratch's ending. But this isn't your ending either.
It's everybody.
This is our ending.
Hell yeah.
You aren't the only one deciding these things anymore.
Let's go, Saga.
You're right.
You're all gonna work together.
I can't do this alone.
You never could.
Every time I write, things only get worse.
It's because you're being
You beat this
influenced.
thing back in 2010, Alan.
Well,
And here you are doing the same again.
I don't think he beat it. Here we are.
You're a hero too. We're in this together.
Ultimate sacrifice.
Then let's bring it home.
Oh, I like that. Let's bring it home. You seen Monarch yet? Ooh. Also watched Saw X. Okay, it's actually a good horror flick. My opinion. They managed to make John Kramer into a hero by letting a group of scammers. Right, I'd heard about that, which is very interesting. Here's the thing, everyone he's picked, usually, you know, there's been a few outliers, but everyone he's picked to be tortured have done some heinous shit themselves. So there was always that thing where the audience were like, I'm sort of siding with
the ending will
Jigsaw, you know?
No matter what. The more people we save, the greater the cost.
So all these scammers, wasn't a call center in India or anything, was it?
One of the heroes. The scales always need to balance.
No, it's everyday scammers.
Let's go with this.
It's good.
Are you sure?
What if they write in that the gun is empty,
no time
right?
for anything better.
The loop can't. I know. I wish it was that simple.
Then that's our ending.
He finds it out, the little shit.
I have the clicker. I'll find a way to get it to you.
That's why she's so important. I think Scratch is in Alan's head, so anything he writes, he sees. You know, he's like copying his homework, but he can't see Saga. So she's the key. She's the one. She can do things outside of the story. That's where the clicker comes in. Now she's down in the dark place as well. This is the Dark Presence little home turf, you know. Now she can meddle with stuff. But will it send the Dark Presence after us? Alright, these are all case closed, right? Cynthia wanted... Okay, I don't know why to make us go back to this stuff. These are all closed cases. The Mine Place. Wake and the Clicker. Cauldron Lake. It is, no matter what happens, it's going to end there. I know it will. It has to. It has to. It's where it all started. I'd still, as much as it would break the game, I would love to see the origins of the Dark Presence, because it does have a paranormal origin. And even if it is some kind of Cthulhu thing, I don't care. I know how ridiculous that would sound, but I think we are far beyond ridiculous at this point. So I would be okay with that. Sometimes I like to see the Eldritch stuff. I like to peek behind the curtain. I like to scratch behind your eyeballs. You know, I want to see that stuff. But you know, the mystery sometimes is more powerful than the reveal. So I don't know. It's up to them. It's up to them. I've said this a long time. Like sometimes not seeing the monster is more powerful. It's the horror. It's the fear behind it. But it can also be fucking lazy too.
I need to retrace my steps back to Caldera Street Plaza. I arrived in the dark place through the fountain. Maybe I can leave that way too.
Now why the fuck did we come down here in the first place? Hell no! Yeah, I think it's a pretty damn exceptional game. There's a few little tiny niggly things that I definitely could, you know, like they could be faster. Some of the animations could be a bit faster.
Caldera Plaza is back through the subway.
But honestly, it's so unique and so fucking brave as well, you know. It takes nothing. The closest thing I was saying to the loop, the gameplay loop, is like Resident Evil 2. If you want to just boil it down to you versus enemies. Ooh, Logan sounded older there. Fuck, these guys are fast. But the structure, the story writing, everything, that's its own thing. What is this? Should I even bother healing? Christ, there might be another overlap. The hell did we come down here for? Oh, nice. You very rarely get to see it. Oh, damn, straight. There's the mob bucket again. They finally meet.
Saga, I finished it. The ending we talked about.
I have the clicker and the bullet of light. Let's do this.
That's why we came down here, the bullet of light.
I have to be the one to do it.
Hell yeah.
I feel like I've always been on this journey. Okay.
There is a little bit of a lip sync delay in the live action stuff. Amid brought it up and I was like, I don't see it. And then, yeah. Oh shit. Mr. Scratch.
He's here. It's shockingly cold. Past the mirror of the surface. And I will see.
Casey?
The end. Scratch! Now!
Well, I love the bestial noise of it.
Of truth that for a flash pierces the shadows and reveals the hidden horror.
I don't want to see it.
And in that moment of silence, the whispered message finally heard.
The word. Where's that bullet of light?
Come on, you motherfucker! Come on! Come on!
Yeah, come home.
What if there's
back
nothing
where you
waiting
came
to be
from.
revealed? The play of shadows fooled us all. Subterfuge to get our price of admission. Darkness not as a monster, but as emptiness.
Do it. The bullet of light.
We're none the wiser. No
Goodbye.
answers, no truths. The hero turns to look inside. Is destroyed by what he sees and is redeemed. Saga said we're both heroes. I'll pay that price. So will she. We are here to kill the monster. I pray nothing comes after this. Nothing but sleep. This is how we win. Is it too easy? What if this is still the dark place? Another dream to wake up from?
This is how it has to end, right? He has to die.
The memory of what came before burned away by this terrible realization. Maybe it's a mercy, forgetting. To know nothing when we loop around, back to...
Damn, Casey survived? Yeah, it does seem too easy. Cool that they did it in live action. Would be nice to have one last boss fight against Scratch, but it's okay. Not much we can do with him anyway, it's just slowing him down. Oh, will she answer?
Is it over?
A damn good question.
Anderson?
Don't you dare put us on a cliffhanger, don't you dare. No, they didn't do that, no. What the fuck, dude? Wow, you cheeky bastards. I got goosebumps. Wow. So what does that mean then? What does that mean? Are we gonna get another game? No, I would have just left it there. Nice. Good old Doug Cockle there. It's Geralt of Rivia. Lots of great names there. Nice. Very nice. The Bullet of Light. I like that. So by getting the Dark Presence to go back into its like origin basically, right? And then hitting with the bullet, it's like sealing it, you know? But where are they now? Like they're in the writer's room. Is that in his writer's room? Oh, so many questions. So many questions. Definitely a powerful, powerful ending. Good for them. A little bit too sequel bait. I've always had my issue with sequel baiting. Like, I think the greatest example of leaving things where it should have just been left is The Last of Us Part 1, right? You know, you're left with that eternal question. Does she know? Does she believe the lie? With Ellie? And it would have been better just to leave it there. Nice. What a game. There's no other game out there like this. No, not even the original Alan Wake comes close. It is a beautiful blend of live action and video game, and a culmination of everything that Remedy have tried to create over the years, and kind of failed more than they've succeeded, like with Quantum Break having an actual show episodes, you know? Didn't quite work. It was too immersion breaking. This is the blend. They got it right. I think, Jesus, I don't think you could do better than that, honestly. The premise, the execution, the graphics, gameplay is probably, honestly, the gameplay, like most people agree with this, when everything else is so top-notch, the gameplay itself is probably the weaker side of it, but it's far from bad, you know? It's a huge step up from the first game, but not quite, you know, like maybe something like Evil Within 2 might do it a bit better. And then obviously that brings into, are you treating this like a game, or is it something higher, you know? A higher medium. That's kind of what that is, you know? It's definitely story first. Because if you wanted to double down on gameplay, you would get into a situation of enemy variety and fucking weird mutated things, and yeah. Even the first game couldn't quite get to the bottom of that. It tried with the poltergeist and the twister, and it just got a little too fantastical and honestly pointless because you don't know what you're fighting. Oh, when a monster fight? Hell yeah, cool. Did you enjoy it? live action cutscene because that's shockingly real. Yeah. Actor for Alan Wake just looks like Jake Gyllenhaal. That's a good point. He's a good actor. He's been around since Alan Wake 1, and he's been in Quantum Break and Control and everything. He's a good dude. And it made sense. They had to bring him back, you know what I mean? I don't care what he, charged or whatever. It was important. And then that 13 years really worked out well. Everything was just fucking top notch. We had a couple of bugs, so it does get a knock for that. One of them almost impeded the entire progress of the game, so that was a bit rough. But we got past it. Yeah, it's just wonderful. It looks like they're going for a third game. I wouldn't have bothered. Let me see, is there a post-credit scene? Not that I don't want a third game, I mean, Jesus. But honestly, it's such a beautiful story that what they've done here almost felt like it was 2 games in one, Saga's and Alan's. I kind of guessed that Alan was scratched way earlier on. It made sense if you'd played the first game, right? So there's nothing about that. There's still so many unanswered questions, though, like almost like saddening. So it's like, like what really happened to Alice? Wait, this could be her. Like, is she truly dead? No. Oh, jeez. Okay, maybe, yeah.
This part is just for you.
She's wearing a leather jacket.
After the haunting started,
you know what that means?
I got in touch with an organization that was still looking into what happened in Bright Falls.
FBC?
I went to their offices
and... no.
Something happened there.
What? She went to the old house?
At home, I could suddenly remember everything.
Alice is going to be in the third game?
I remembered being trapped inside that lake.
Yeah, Carlton Lake, yeah.
A dark ocean with echoes of myself.
Yeah, once she started taking photos.
My fears, my photos.
That's fucking dark presence all over again.
Dark tide of madness. The same events and images looping again and again. And then I saw a light. Your light. You dove in just as I swam out.
Yeah, that was the idea.
You never drowned. And you're still there reaching out. That is what the haunting is.
Yeah.
I can see you because I've been there too.
Makes sense.
I chose to come back to the dark place.
No.
That is why I put on this exhibition.
Oh, fuck, dude.
I had to mislead you.
That's...
So that I could get you to where you needed to be.
To lead you on.
The only way out of your loop is destruction.
That's why she jumps off the cliff.
Light or dark. And we've covered the destruction part many times over.
You're telling me.
We're getting to the ascension bit by bit.
I like that.
Time means nothing here. You'll still need to go through the loop. But I will keep showing you the images you need to see. The light you need to see.
Oh, I like that.
Until you're ready.
It's like us playing the game is
Alan.
It's another side of it.
I think we're getting close.
That's really cool. So her jumping in and him getting out at the same time. They're like meeting in the middle of the same action. Uh-oh. Yeah, and he's back. There you go.
It's not a loop.
Don't you dare.
It's a spiral.
Don't you dare. No. No, you don't. So he ended the first game. It's not a lake, it's an ocean. And we waited 13 years. And now here we are. It's not a loop, it's a spiral. That's probably the word. The cult of the word is spiral. So the idea of the spiral, it's kind of clever. It's well done. If you want to talk about parallel universes and stuff. The idea of... have you ever seen the steps? What are they called? The Pentatton steps or whatever. It's the steps that go up and down at the same time. And it's in the same... Just depending on how you're looking at it, like an optical illusion. Same with a spiral. Look at a spiral, right? Is that spiral going down? Or is it going out? That's up to you, right? Might be fucking glass half empty, half full kind of shit, but that's what they're getting at. They're getting at the idea of at the same time. It's really cool. Mousy, hello Mousy. How you doing? Thank you for your prime, you little stinker. 31 months, good lord. It's almost 3 years, can you believe that? Sheesh. I've been doing this Twitch thing for a while, huh? And I'm not even twitching, man. Game of the year, do you think? Jesus. That's a hell of a question. I don't think it even... I think it's beyond the game of the year, honestly. That's what I think. I don't think there's a single other game like that. It's not even got to do with just, the live action element. It's just everything put together. I've played a lot of games and watched a lot of movies and stuff that love to deal with parallel universes and breaking the fourth wall and kind of getting the audience, the watcher, the player involved in the game. Like, their actions are not just you going from the start to the finish of a game, that it actually is an impact. And I like that. It's a little bit self-serving, you know. It's kind of like, oh, this is deeper than it is kind of shit. You know that kind of way? If it's really well written, that stuff is all hidden and you just kind of go along for the ride. If it's badly written, it shows itself like an ugly Halloween mask. But I think it's an incredible achievement. It was definitely worth the 13 years. I would have just ended it here though. In a way, like, we love our trilogies and I hate to say goodbye to things because it's always bittersweet. But is it a little bit more bittersweet to say that I've now been sequel baited? After 13 years, sequel baiting again is extremely risky. Because it's a little bit of a slap in the face. It's as much of a shock of an ending than it is a shock that I played it for a sequel bait, you know? No, I thought it was wonderful. Does it beat out, like, Spider-Man 2? Definitely a better ending than Spider-Man 2, I'll say that. I enjoyed Spider-Man 2 immensely. Yeah, it took way more risk than Spider-Man 2 just did not take enough of a risk. Everything was so beautifully done and par for the course for Insomniac that just it's another safe Sony game. There's nothing wrong with that. That's like going to your favorite steak every week. You'd rather that than getting food poisoning, right? So I'm okay with that. But it can get boring after a while too, when you see them on top of each other. So yeah, that's a tough one. I don't know if I can quite say Game of the Year because of the sequel bait ending, but the whole game feels like two games in one, and it honestly pushes not only video game as a medium forward, it actually pushes storytelling and everything. Holy shit. It makes me feel like that old Twin Peaks moment. You're like, you know you're watching something different, you know, when you're playing this, you know you're playing something different. This isn't just fucking video games. Here's your $80. Go play it. Press X 7 times. Fucking stupid. No, we're beyond all that at this point. We're writing better games than movies and TV shows. Good for them. What I'm hearing is that I should play this. I don't know if would it be your cup of tea? What do you think? It's extremely heavy story based. Like, fucking hell. I'd say the story is like 90% of it there. GG, hell yeah. Let's see, is there anything else afterwards? The music is awesome. Oh no, that's it. We kind of got our post credit scene anyway with Alice. It's great to see her kind of wake up a little bit because she's always been damsel in distress. Because 2010 was a different time for video games. We were still at the cusp of the 360 where it was just like, you know, still Princess in the Castle type shit. Nowadays, there's as many, you know, strong female characters rescuing men as there's... And it's not about women's labour and like that. It's just tell a good story. It doesn't matter where they come from, what colour their skin is, what kind of genitalia they got. It does not fucking matter. They can have it all, man. They can have fucking Cthulhu down there for all I care. As long as it's a good story, that's all that matters. I don't give a flying shit about anything else. So we'll see where that goes. Yeah, I thought it would end in the Cauldron Lake, and I still think it will. So they're going to squeeze a third game out of this. That's extremely brave of them, because Alan Wake is still niche, you know. Now, Alan Wake 2 has brought it into the forefront, and it's definitely going to be in a lot of people's lists for Game of the Year for sure, but it's still niche. It's still the same the way Baldur's Gate 3 is niche. Got millions of people playing it, but that's niche as fuck. You couldn't ask fucking Granny Schmidt down the fucking mall, you know, what Baldur's Gate is, but she'd tell you what Mario probably is, you know, or something anyway. So it is still niche. I know it's stupid, but we do live in a world where millions of people can play a game and it can still be niche. It's the way it is. That's the way it is. That was fucking fun. Hell yeah. I'm trying to think. Let's see. They did a good job with Scratch. We never actually beat him, you know. I'm just a sucker. I'm still old school. So I would have loved the final boss fight with him, with the Bullet of Light, as stupid as it sounds. So having them take over that with live action was fine, but it would have been nice to have a little something, you know. Like, I kind of ran away from some enemies at the end there, not realizing I was going to the end. It's all good. I'm a game guy, you know. Like, at the end of the day, I'll still play Dark Souls millions of times over because I've got boss meters and enemies, and yeah, it's as old as muck, but it's still my favorite way of doing things. But yeah, like I said, this game is 90% the story. I think it felt like one of the best TV shows I ever watched, and then lo and behold, it was a game as well. But yeah, we got RoboCop. RoboCop is something special. We got that to do. I want to get back into Cyberpunk because we never ever actually got to fucking Phantom Liberty. I decided to bite off more than I could chew, as I usually do, unfortunately. Where we started the whole game and it's like, yeah, this is a 100-hour game, dude. Are you sure? So I want to do that. But yeah, this was very special. That's one of a kind experience. I think it goes beyond Game of the Year. I wouldn't say like, you know, it was Game of the decade, Game of the generation. No, it's a unique piece of a medium that will stand the test of time as an example. That, to me, this is up there with like the first Last of Us. That's how